Yo, 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 what up, everybody? It's Fat Boy Football Focus. We bring you Minnesota Vikings coverage, Minnesota Gophers coverage, and tonight we have coverage of the Duluth Harbor Monsters right after this.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for it.
What up, what up, what up, everybody? It's Yogi in the building. How you doing? Tonight, we got the Duluth Harbor Monsters on our way to Kansas City to take on the Kansas City Goats. The broadcast should be going live in about 5 minutes. We'll get that started for you. We got Purple Papa in the house. What up, Purple Papa? Hey, the Vikings might not be playing tonight, but that's all right. We got the Duluth Harbor Monsters taking on the KC Goats tonight. Let's see here. Share screen. We'll get that started. Boom. We'll get the feed up, ready to go for when it does start going live. But yeah, Duluth Harbor Monsters preseason game, we won 86-34, up one Athletics. Tonight is the first night of the regular season game. We have an away game, so it's going to be some fun stuff. Hashtag monsters in the chat. At halftime, we'll be giving away a pair of tickets to go to the home opener game on June 23rd. On another screen, on my other monitor, I will give you updates on the Iowa Woo at Ozarks Lunkers game. They are part of the Arena League as well. So it's going to be a party tonight. Give you guys some football action, some time to, watch what I've been dealing with. Tonight's roster, a little bit about the Arena League. You get 15 people. Game day roster. What up, Skull for Life Barber 1975? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight's roster, number 14 on defense. This will be defense. We got Terrence Wenzel. Number 24, Josh Murray. Number 5, Keon Singleton. Number 0, Henry Paget. Number 7, Lovell Spruce. Number 8, Ray Kent. Number 9, Clarence Taylor. Number 3, Kair Bynum. On offense, quarterback, number 1, Javante Johnson. Number 2, Mo Strong. Number 19, Nathan Cromie. Number 4, Derek Daniels. 44, Travis Whitlock. Number 6, Jacob Husnick. And number 8 on the offense, Casey Pelagas. Do not sleep on Terrence Wenzel. 3 picks and at least 1 touchdown tonight. Terrence is a beast. If you guys didn't know, my name is Jason Yogi Howard. I'm the director of player personnel for the Duluth Harbor Monsters. So for the away games, we'll be having some watch parties on the YouTube for those who can't make the away games, and for those who aren't in Duluth at the bar. Right now, they got a watch party going on at the bar. Um, hey, if you're watching from Facebook, YouTube, be sure to hit that like, subscribe button. That way you get all the away games and notifications of the Duluth Harbor Monsters. Tomorrow night, be sure to tap in because you will be able to have a chance to talk with some Duluth Harbor Monsters. The first show will be with defensive player Lavelle Spruce, number 7, and offensive player number 6, Jacob Husnick. So be sure to tap in tomorrow night for that. Be sure to be on the YouTube page because if you hit hashtag monsters, you'll get a chance to win a pair of tickets at halftime. We'll be giving away a pair of tickets for the July 23rd game. If you do win it, I'll need your name so I can put you on will call and all that good stuff. Let's see here. So as I flip the channel, it looks like the Woo and Ozarks game, they got a broadcast going. So we're just waiting on the broadcast for the Harbor Monsters at the Goats. If you guys have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments. At some point, I will put the link in the. All right, I hear it. I was able to hear it, but I don't see it yet. Yeah, I was able to hear it for a second, but I don't. There we go. All right, I see it now. One, two. All right. So what's going on here? We got Mike Sports Vibes in the building. Oh, oh, there we go. I know what's going on. Yeah, I'm about to fix it.
The 10-yard line. Like you mentioned, no
There we
kicks.
go.
Larry David's dream. 1 point from the 5, 2 points from the 10.
I got whistles here, bringing a stop to the play for the time being.
Hey, Matt, can you zoom in on
There we go.
Yardstick
Sorry
out
about
of the
that,
way.
y'all. We're
Yeah,
all
this is what
caught
it'll
up
be.
now.
After every touchdown, just like always in regular football, 6 points are awarded. You can go for a 1-point conversion from the 5-yard line, or you can do like the Harbor Monsters are doing right now. They're going to be going for 2 at the 10-yard line. So
right,
we're
if they
trying to
get in the end zone,
capitalize,
Dennis
get on
should
top
stay with
early
covered scoring
here at
and we'll
Kansas City.
move in-
Just
move in on 'em.
a handful of plays on the opening drive for that touchdown pass from Johnson to Strong in the back right corner of the end zone. Johnson now takes a snap, has some time, sidearm it. Mo Strong again pulled down right into the padding, and he did not cross the goal line. No good on the 2-point attempt. And right on top of him was Angelo Trujillo, a 6'2", 294-pound player, a wide receiver and defensive back, most recently with the University of St. Mary football team. So right now it is a 6-0 ball game. Harbor Monsters on top of the Goats.
Yeah, and right there, they were just trying to get a crossing pattern. It looked like he initially was looking to the far side corner, and the Goats just weren't biting on that, so they had to just dump it down into the flats. One-on-one once again. On the jump ball, it worked out well for the Harbor Monsters.
All right,
but
Harbor
there,
Monsters
just
are up
could
6
not make
nothing. Here we go.
Trujillo missed.
Hey, thank you for everybody tapping in.
Brilliant tackle there at about the 3-yard line, right into the wall.
And you
Hashtag
have the
Monsters in the
advantage as
chat.
well, so everyone might be thinking about sidelines. That's what these walls serve as. They are considered inbounds, though, so no one can really go out of bounds until it's under 2 minutes in the second and fourth quarters. Otherwise, in the bottom 2 minutes of each half. We'll talk more about that as it comes up. And now we'll see Duluth. And again, we've called his name a lot already. Mo Strong is going to send it up in the air.
All right, who are we on right now?
As he does, high arching throw, and back to bring it out is Shinola for the KC Goats. He's got space, trying to cut inside, and is brought down, but a good return right near midfield, close to the 25-yard line. And that is something that they are really, really excited about. That's actually Deontay Boo Smith, the Mizzou Tiger, got up in open
That's
space.
right, Miss
They love
Davis.
the
Let's
athleticism
go.
and the
Let's go,
overall
Henry.
speed that he can bring to
Number
this team.
0 on
He showed
defense.
it off
Let's
early
go.
on. They'll go with just
Good
one
to make some
lineman
plays.
down on the line of scrimmage.
Cut to
Rakeem Cato got the snap, throw it away quickly over the right side, up and around the waist.
Number 9
already.
with the
Some
tackle,
chippiness
Clarence
here,
Taylor.
getting in each other's faces. That's Ryan Martinez for the Goats, and for the Harbor Monsters, having some words. That's Clarence Taylor the third. Already, what we expected coming into this one.
You ready for like a long
We're also
play
already
down that
getting
way,
a look
Matt?
at some of the
You
different
look,
formations
show
they
the
can
ball,
throw
Matt.
at you. Linemen in the backfield to help with pass protection here.
Cato with space, throws, caught. right near the 10-yard line. Push back, spins the ball, lets him hear it a little bit. It was a good
All right,
tackle,
they get the
but
catch. Terrence
not
Winslow
enough.
with
Gonna
tackle,
keep the
number
line moving
14.
along for the Goats. You see the official spotting the ball right in the middle. No hash marks here in this league, so they just placed the ball right in the middle. And now the Goats looking to answer off that opening drive touchdown they just gave up to Duluth.
Yeah, so Spruce already showing off a little bit of energy here today.
Cato looking, pitches it back. Great move. That's Brian Cox. But brought down at the 10.
All right,
trying
one
to
thing
make a
with this
couple men
league,
miss.
the
Getting a little bit tangled up
quarterback
there.
cannot
Not
advance the
liking
ball.
that. Raheem Cato has the hands up, and now some pushing.
There you go.
They're letting the boys play here a little early on, Aaron.
Yeah, things getting chippy early on.
Back to Dennis.
Both of these teams, obviously, like you said, first regular season action, especially here for the Goats. This is their first action of any kind, first chance to hit another person. Sometimes leads to energy levels and some emotions getting a bit high.
Cato to throw again. He's got protection. Now breaking down, rolling to his right, throws back over the middle, tipped in the air, and it'll go incomplete out of the back of the end zone.
Incomplete pass. Let's
Cato
go.
took a decent shot going into the wall there from Keon Singleton. Everything appears to be okay, but still some work to do here for the Goats as this drive currently kind of stalling out right around the 10.
It's going to be 3rd and goal, and you might wonder, well, why doesn't Cato just run there? They give him all that space. Well, whoever takes the snap is ineligible to cross the line of scrimmage here in the Arena League. So that's one of the other new rules is they'll reset the play clock here to get a new football in.
And the other one, you could see the center as well, snapping it back. He's also an eligible receiver, but must travel 5 yards down the field. If he is targeted and the ball is thrown to him and he catches it, it could be a penalty, as we'll have our first time out of the game, and it'll be for Duluth as we have a 3rd and 8 coming up for the Goats right at the Harbor Monsters 10-yard line, trying to answer of that.
All right, let's go. Defense, let's step it up.
That's fine right there. Just leave it.
So a lot to work with here for the Goats. And again, just to catch everyone up for offensive wise, 6 players on the field for Kansas City right now. All of them
again
can be eligible receivers outside of the person
Fat Boy Yogi,
the snap, and even then, they
director of player personnel for the Duluth Harbor Monsters.
The ball back, toss it back.
For the away games, I will be throwing watch parties like this, so you guys can watch the games.
So that's again one of the
home games. Be sure to
here in the Arena League and
be in the house.
Season in 2024. The
first home opener will be June 23rd.
Kansas City Command.
Go to www.duluthmonsters.com.
Looks like ready
to get
for
your
play
tickets
back
now.
to go here, Dylan.
Matt, get ready to
2 timeouts out for Duluth. All 3 still remaining for Kansas City. Cato adjusting some pass protection, takes the snap at the knees. Looking and surveying, has time, now starting to run out a little bit, goes to the right side, caught by Boo Smith, and is drugged down to the 5. That's not going to be enough to pick up the first down, but again, you can't kick a field goal here, you can't punt it, so you got to go for it.
That's right, let's go, Mo, number 2 for the Duluth Harbor Monsters. And just
not in the range where you would.
Full disclosure, I don't know none of the numbers of the other team or the players because, you know, it's Harbor Monsters all day, every day.
To the end zone, and it's caught. Boo Smith will go down in history. The first Kansas City Goat receiving touchdown belongs to the former Missouri Tiger.
6-6 right now.
After the drive was set up with his excellent return that got him up near midfield. It was well blocked, by the way, as well. And now we'll see if they'll go for 1 or 2. But answering the Harbor Monsters opening drive with a touchdown of their own. And wouldn't you know it, after the score, a little bit more words shared between a wide receiver and a defensive back. I mean, just color me shocked, Dylan.
All right, let's see if they can convert on this extra point.
There you go.
2 down linemen blocking for Cato. Now throws end zone and got a little crossed up a little bit. Incomplete. Was trying to go back in the direction of Boo Smith.
Let's go. 6-6.
Could not make it work. So both teams scored touchdowns on their first possessions. Unsuccessful on conversion. So we sit here right now tied in a 6-6 ball game.
Stay on that.
So we'll go right back to yet another one of these throw-offs. Some things to be careful for as Kansas City's ready to throw this one off. The ball must land inside the 10-yard line, or it will come out to midfield automatically, which is a rough go of it if you can't get the throw off just right. Obviously, though, when you're not having to kick it, you're able to throw it. A bit better aim going there. fair catches eligible for the return man.
And it's something, if you call for a fair catch, though, you better bring it in, because if you bobble it and it's recovered by the defense, regardless, you automatically have to take over at your own 5-yard line, backs against the wall in the shadow of the end zone here in Municipal Auditorium.
All right, hey Matt, frame up on the returner there. There you go.
Seeing who's going to throw off here for the Goats. It looks like Angelo Trujillo is going to send it in the air. And he does, angling a little more to the near side of the field. And it's brought in by Wenzel. Up. The monkey flip. Little bit slow to get up. Don't blame him. And that got the people here in Municipal Arena on their feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got 38
melee
people in the
down
building.
low.
Thank you for tapping in. Hey, I'm about to put a link in the chat. If you haven't yet,
Wenzel will head off the field
click
right
the
now.
link,
Again, thankfully,
hit the like and subscribe
okay after kind of
button
being turned up and under.
to my YouTube channel.
Crazy kind
That
of
way
play
you'll
here.
be able to
Center,
get to
Jacob Husnick
watch all the
looking to
games
hand
in
up,
the
and he'll
future.
snap it back to Johnson. Two in the backfield. Whitlock
Get ready to kind
over
of stay
to
on
his
the
left.
quarterback
Former
mat, and
rugby
then Caden
star.
can
They
follow
fake it
the
to him
player.
and pitch. Had a head full of steam wrapped up
There you
right
go,
around the
Fudo.
shoulder pads, colliding
There you
into
go.
the wall. Spectators getting a good view of the action right there.
Derek
Those
Daniels,
seats
number
are worth
4 with
every
the
penny,
carry.
folks.
They are. That was Derek Daniels Jr.
Who was never brought down. He just ran out of space, Dylan.
You shouldn't have to. zoom
He's
in.
an
That's not
absolute
much
load to
minutes.
try to get on that
Should
turf.
be
They
kind
just
of
had to
following
utilize the barricade there and
That way we can always have like a
pray, I guess. That was really all you could do.
They have him on the rosters here for Daniels Jr. 5'11", 185 pounds. That might be doing him some injustice. He definitely looks a little bit bigger out there. Looked like potential across the line of scrimmage. They throw it, diving catch, touchdown.
Touchdown, Harbor Monsters!
Nice grab on
And
that one.
fans are going crazy because they thought that he was across the line of scrimmage. And now we have a penalty marker over here on the 15-yard line. And I think this one's going to be coming back.
Yeah, they'll usually give you about a 1 yard grace
Oh, Troy,
period.
I
What
met
believe
38
they
people watching
actually got
in the
here,
chat.
Dylan, was the center that flinched
Not
that he
in the
had when he
building,
thought
in my building.
that it was time to snap the football, but his quarterback called it off. He kind of took a step backwards. I was wondering if they were going to call it. They ended up letting the whole play go through. And I mean, catch of the night already, and it's utterly wasted thanks to a missed snap.
So unfortunate for Nathan Cromie, who's the receiver that got the head start, made his way down the field. Now Harbor Monsters.
Hey,
will
but thank you for
set
tapping in, Troy.
again.
Thank you for tapping
Second
in.
and 13 at the 15. Johnson feels some pressure, throws it, has a man, and caught.
Stay on, Dennis. Now zoom in.
Why
Caden.
not? Go back,
Okay.
Derek Daniels Jr. showing off the athleticism.
Yeah, you can stay on the defense.
Brought down in a hurry, but
Now
the
reset
Goats
with
decided to
Dennis.
bring an extra man on the blitz there, and they paid for it. Just a little wheel route
go.
along the
That's the right line,
sideline
yeah,
near
line.
side, and he was
There you
just
go.
wide
Dennis.
open.
Hey, if you guys have
Jr.
any
at the
questions,
Yeah, it's
native.
one of
drop
you.
'em in the
Second
chat.
player signed to the Harbor Monsters after Javante Johnson, the quarterback.
Yeah.
Takes the snap now. Gets out of it quickly. Again, looking for Daniels Jr., but it's bobbled and incomplete. Threw it a little bit too far in front of him. Tried to make the one-hand snag, but tight defense from the Goats makes it fall to the turf.
Yeah, defense played right there, I believe, by Ben Thomas. He was all over him on the play, knocking that ball out. But honestly, without the bobble, I think he's going to reel that one in no problem. But thanks to just not being able to handle it cleanly, time for the defender to get over the top.
Johnson over the middle, has a man brought in. And yet another touchdown, this time for Cromie, will get awarded as this one is going to stand.
There you go.
Touchdown, Nathan Cromie.
Yeah, like we mentioned at the start, ladies and gentlemen, high action, high
I would say
octane
let's not go,
football.
like, one zooming
On the
shot to
way
the other,
here,
then you
3
can go
drives so
zoom
far,
in to
3
reset,
touchdowns scored for the
and then
respective
you go
teams.
to one, but it
Harbor
just
Monsters
looks weird
going
when
for
there's
2
zoomed in,
again.
and you're like, where are we
Trying
at?
to make it a
So you
14-6
gotta go
football
reset
game.
it.
Johnson trying to get some
All right,
motion,
Sam
now
Dennis
gets the
here.
snap. Goats run a stun, he throws to the end zone and knocked out at the last second, incomplete. Was looking for Wenzel, but it was poked out at the last second.
Hey, Ray, thank you for tapping
What a
in.
great
You know what you
play.
get?
Ben Thomas out of Truman State, a local kid, a city kid, making About the biggest plays you can make right there in the end zone. So clock stops, 7 minutes, 11 seconds.
Yes, Cody.
Roll six
Ray
ball game.
Ray
Harvard
Gant will be
Masters
playing. He's
top
number
top
8 on the
of Kansas
defense.
City right now. And
Number
we
8
also
on
have
the
Ozark
defense.
Lunkers and the Waterloo Woo, the other two teams of the Arena League, currently in action right here on the Arena League YouTube channel. Got a good crowd on hand tonight here in Kansas City. Everybody expecting a good time. That's why they showed up. It's so far being treated to a good one of what it looks like it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Yeah, the offenses definitely have the advantage here early on. I was definitely suspecting after the opening drive that maybe the Harbor Monsters.
Hey,
just
Cody, were
with
you
that
able to make it
preseason
to
game
the
under their
preseason
belt,
game?
We're just
in
going to be a
Duluth?
little crisper at the beginning of this game offensively, have their timing down a little bit better, things of that nature. But then Kansas City came right out and did the same thing right back to them. So offense is definitely with the advantage here early on.
Stay on Dennis.
That one's not going to make the 10-yard.
And it's not. Rolls into the end zone, trying to take it there in danger of potential safety.
There you go.
Not
Now
sure if
reset
the
Dennis. It's
officials
come to you next.
are ruling, because that landed at the 11.
All right. Now
So that should be coming out to the 15-yard line.
Well,
Out of
there-
midfield, I
And
believe.
there's the flag right there. Just tossed out by the white hat.
It's week 1 for everyone.
No,
Week 1 of regular season. Harbor Monsters, a preseason game last week. Nice little tune-up game. Now we got head coach for the Harbor Monsters, Antonio Brown, and for the Goats, Dorsey Golston going out. See both head coaches trying to have a conversation, pleading their case.
Clay Cup for the home games.
I'm not sure Coach Brown is going to win this
Hey,
one.
you can find tickets as cheap as $25 if you go to
Gotta get it inside the 10. We talked about it in the pregame. That
DuluthMonsters.com.
was just a little bit short. They were trying to go for the old pop fly, get it lost in the lights a little bit.
What up, D Woods?
But in trying to get so much arch underneath that throw, just landed it just a bit short.
All right. Now,
So they're going to walk this one out, and Kansas City, with a gift, is going to get some great field position here, just like their previous drive.
Yeah, that one was also a good return from Booze Smith. Now taking advantage of the penalty from Duluth. And yeah, I mean, nose of the football right here at midfield at the 25-yard line.
So you try to get creative there, try to do something to get your kick team down in time, but this is the risk you pull doing something like that.
Oh, heck yeah.
Kansas City right back in action. Raheem Cato already a touchdown pass on the opening possession. Takes the snap here. Quick pressure from the Harbor Monsters. Able to get rid of it. Dangerous throw. 2 goats in the area, but it goes incomplete.
Looked like that was Beavers and Martinez both over there.
No easy task when you got Lavelle Spruce, number 7, coming off the edge. I mean, just running around a couple of goats to
if they're both
blockers.
ready, that's fine.
Pressure again. Cato throws tight coverage and a late shoulder check. Back-to-back incomplete passes.
2 incomplete passes. And a reminder, tune in tomorrow night. We're going to have number 7 from the defense.
Or pass interference, but he's not going to get it.
Lavelle
Need
Spruce.
to pick up some yardage here. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, I think he thought that his jersey got tugged from behind, and that might be Ryan Martinez out there. No call, though, on the field, so 3rd down.
3rd down.
Smith, the one in motion. Cato splits defenders, throws in and out of the hands.
4th down. Let's go,
Would have
defense.
been enough to keep it alive, at least for a 1st down. Get a fresh set of downs, but now you're staring down the barrel of a 4th down and 10. And this is where the options where you go for it here. And if you don't pick it up, Duluth will just take over wherever the ball is spotted. If you wanted to surrender the
So
ball, though,
July
then they would put
23rd
the
will
ball
be
back
our
deeper
home game.
in Harbor Monster territory. In essence,
Will
pretty
be
much like
versus
a
the
punt.
our first home game will
It's
be
gonna go
versus
for it here.
these guys right
Down
here.
in 10, down by 6.
I'm
with
on-
an answer. Have yet to have a possession not in and a touchdown in this game. Spruce again, making it hard for Cato. Throws and incomplete. 3 Harbor Monsters compared to 1 Boo Smith. And a big stop there for Duluth as they will take over.
Yeah, I'm
again
checking
at
online. You
Prime
can get
Real Estate.
tickets as
I
low
think
as
Cato is trying to
$15 right
tell
now.
Smith, hey man, I put it down low for you. You need to go down and get it.
Thank Mike Wenzel.
Smith might be just trying to plead his case. There was a lot of mustard on that pass, but into tight coverage like it was, sometimes you just need
The
to.
headphones aren't working.
They'll get it sorted out on the sideline, and now it's the
Someone just made it
defense's
loud.
turn
Maybe
to try to
better
make
just,
something
yeah,
happen
Tom.
here.
Almost
It's not that loud.
ziplock tight
It's in here.
coverage
Yeah, so
for the Harbor Monsters there. Johnson feeling pressure,
Good.
throws incomplete, targeting Mo Strong, and is slung down to the turf. And
All right, we got an incomplete pass.
Yeah, we've called his name a couple of times in this
Hey,
one.
let's get another touchdown.
All right,
Yeah,
Let's
thus
get
far
another
it's been
touchdown. Let's
Vito
run the
and Ben
scoreboard
Thomas
up.
you direct me.
Let's
doing
go
most of the pass
Monsters.
breaking up here today. Might want to start throwing at somebody else.
Trujillo, a California native in Chula Vista. Played some college football at Southwestern College there before coming to the University of St. Mary's here in Kansas. Had 3 interceptions in 2 seasons during his time with the Spires. As Johnson will go to pass again, another shot down the field, and it's taken away and intercepted.
We got an interception.
And no extra points here for guessing who it was that got his hands on that one. I believe Ben Thomas once again had perfect coverage.
That's
down
all right.
there.
That's all
You
right.
would be right on that. Number 10, Ben Thomas.
Comes away with the interception. And so there you go. Just talked about it. The defense needed to come out here and make a play after their offense went 4 and out. And they did just that. Now the offense with a chance to make it right. Down by 6 here in the first quarter.
During his time at Truman State, Thomas earning all conference honors his junior and senior years.
All right, defense. This is where you bring the
11
pressure.
Career interceptions during his time.
What up,
there.
Skull Mafia?
And adding his very first year in Arena League history for Kansas City. And still some razzle dazzle here, and coming from behind is Spruce, who gobbles him up in the end zone. And that is a safety.
Safety.
Some miscommunication there for Kansas City of what exactly they were trying to do. Not a lot of real estate to work. And Lavelle Spruce tracking him down. That's 2 more. on
Hey,
the
Skull
board for
Mafia.
Duluth.
This is
I
the
believe
squad
he
right here,
was
man.
a double pass,
Duluth
but I
Harbor
believe
Monsters.
that
Thank you for
that's
tapping in, man.
legal in this league, 2 forward passes. Might have thought that he had received a backward pass. I'm not sure, but either way, he was trying.
Your
to
Harbor
stay behind
Monsters
the
are
line
up
of scrimmage so that he could
15-6
throw a
right now.
second pass, but I mean, you just got to be aware of the situation like that. You're in the end zone. If your teammates aren't listening to you and getting open for you, I mean, you just got to.
What up, Eric from New Mexico? Welcome.
If there's painted turf
Hey,
underneath you, you are in the danger
Football in
zone.
the summertime. Football in the
That was something he had
summertime.
the capabilities to do because it was back to Cato and he pitched it to him, so he was allowed to run, but obviously it was a double pass kind of effort. Fair catch called for there for Wenzel as he brings it in, and the Harbor Monster offense will go on the attack here. Up 14-6. So finally, those 2 points that we saw them try to collect in on their first 2 offensive
Way to
possessions,
go,
not able to
D.
collect. They get them through the safety, just like you draw it up, right? Just like you're supposed to.
Well, there's many ways to get your due points, so I guess you do what you got to do. And obviously, when the other team is going to throw you a freebie like Kansas City did just there, I mean, you'll take it. And now a chance to really pile on here.
Pace
for
gang.
Duluth. With
D
an
Woods.
8-point lead and possession, a lot of football left to be played here, Ryan. But chance to really put some cushion in this lead.
Johnson will sling it. Wenzel has a step, and he brings it in. Avoiding defenders. Touchdown. Harbor
Touchdown,
Monsters.
Terrence Wenzel.
41 yards on one play, and it didn't take that long to put the
Let's
cushion
go.
into that lead. Plenty of cushion on the coverage as well.
Let's
as
go.
Once again, Kansas
Let's go
City
stupid, let's go dumb, let's just party, let's have fun, a night to remember. Let's get drunk, let's take.
Sabi Range Community College grad in Terrence Wenzel. Burnham on there. 100-meter dash state champion in high school at 10.64 seconds. Just showed off the speed there. No head start needed either. And again, Duluth, third time potentially the charm, going for the 2-point conversion. Snap is back to Johnson. Goats bring more. A crossing pattern, but it's out of reach. And it goes incomplete. looking for Daniels Jr. again.
And that's what I believe Kansas
Hey, if
City's
Mike
been trying to
Winslow's
do this
still
whole
in the
time with those
building.
blitzes.
Did you
Once
see
again, they're
that?
giving a guy that the opportunity was there.
You like
The
that?
ball had been spot on. He had gained separation on the back end, but because of the blitz and the pressure, able to just
Hey, shout out to
mess up the
Skull
timing of
Mafia
the
for the
throw just enough.
$9.99
The ball
dono.
ends up just
Thank
a
you,
couple
thank
feet
you,
outside of
thank
his
you.
reach.
Our roster still in front country right now, 20-6. We're going to see this Kansas City.
Hey, we got
offense back
NFL
on the field
Johnny
again, and
in the
Cato,
building.
the
Bite-sized
signal caller. Let's get to know a
vibes.
little bit more about him. Bethany. Sure.
In his career, his best season came in his sophomore season, 4,000 plus yards, and was the Conference USA MVP. He's played for several other arena teams as well as in the Canadian Football League. I mean, he can really play, although maybe a little undersized to get that shot in the NFL. This is a player to watch here in the Arena League football for the KC Goats.
Obviously, the first player signed for them in team and program history, and rightfully so. If you got to build a successful team, you got to start at quarterback. Not many much better on the arena scene than Rakeem Cato. Another good start up the field, shoved in to the padding, and there goes. So we'll have to Velcro that thing back up. We have a Harbor Monster that lost their helmet there for a second on the return, but now for Kansas City, you know, it's really hard at this point in the game when you're talking about 20-6 lead and only your, you know, third offensive possession of the game. You got to try to find a way here to really put up some points, because the way that Duluth is going, got to find a way to try to counteract with some points so you don't get too far behind.
Duluth ended up going to take their second timeout as they had a seventh man out on the field.
We got timeout, Harbor Monsters.
Timeout.
Update on the score right now. It's 26.
Come together and exchange some words.
Yeah, trying to get on the same page for sure. That's now back-to-back drives that we have seen some miscommunication on the Kansas City side.
Just an update for the Lunkers Woo game.
Cato over the middle, big body presence of Brian Cox.
Lunkers are up 7-6.
Midfield. Easy buckets for him getting across midfield, and now he'll snap it back as the Goats are looking to go fast and furious here. Right side caught, going right into the grill of some of the fans down there. Heavy shoving, and here we go.
Yeah, obviously, I think Cox was well past the point of already down. And for whatever reason, Duluth decided to come over and add a little extra. And I mean, not just making sure he was against the wall either. I mean, those were wind up, take a hit on a guy type of shots. So flags come out here.
Had Boo Smith in the area for Kansas City, who also had Clarence Taylor III in the area for Duluth. Still some jawing back and forth as Cato is giving his 2 cents to Clarence Taylor. We'll see how the officials are going to sort this out here. But like you said, definitely some unsportsmanlike conduct, some late hitting, late contact, pushing and shoving. They do. They give that unsportsmanlike. Clarence Taylor, and I think they just tossed it from the game.
Yeah, he is disqualified, and he is one of their big-time players starting corner on the outside.
All right, we
and
got an
that is
ejection.
absolutely not good. We've got some Kansas City faithful trying to get the na-na-na-na chant going here. We got some waving of goodbye.
Yes, Go Mafia, bite sizes, Johnny NFL.
On the field, still talking back and forth.
We saw the signal. He is ejected from this.
And now he's starting to make his way off the field. And that is a costly penalty, because look where the Goats are going to take over, right on the doorstep of Pater at the 5-yard line.
And obviously we saw it a little bit on the opening play, but now on both plays this drive, after not really doing it on their first few drives, Brian Cox has started to release on each play. Closest thing to a tight end you're going to get in this league is that center release. I guess figuring they had a matchup advantage there and only needed one blocker for Cato because of his elusiveness.
Trying to use that big body for Brian Cox, 6'3", 238 pounds.
All right, let's go defense.
Mid-American Nazarene. Another local kid tosses back, trying to make a move, lowers the shoulder And I think the top of his helmet just came off.
It lost a bit of paint up top. I think a fan's got a souvenir.
You know, some fans come to these hoping to maybe snag a football or something, but how about like the top panel of a football helmet? You can take that home with you. It's just, you can tell it was just covering up down there. And now it's coming to the officials' attention.
I think the fan that caught it is trying to let him know, hey, I've got it.
Yeah, and here it comes. Yeah, you see, they just tossed it right back to him.
Huge collision that ended up into the boards there, puts him out at about the 1.5 yard line.
It was Correll Hill. As he makes his way, he's going to have a quick little meeting with the equipment managers trying to get that fixed. Meanwhile, Goats trying to look for their second touchdown of the game. Cato rolling out, looking, just right into the chest. Touchdown, Kansas City.
And there he is once again. Boo Smith out of Mizzou.
You can hear faintly some boos going out here, and not the bad kind, the good kind for Boo Smith.
That's going to get Kansas City right back in this thing. And hey, I recognize that song. I'm a Napervillian. I used to go to the Blackhawk games. We got a little Chelsea Dagger playing throughout Municipal Auditorium here. And now 2-point conversion, try to get back within 6.
That's Smith and Beavers here to the near side. Over the other way is Martinez as Cato is looking to pass. One-on-one work. Cox on Spruce. Back in the end zone. Trying for the one-handed snag. Running out of real estate in the back of the end zone. Would have been an SC top 10 worthy grab if he was able to bring it in. But just out of reach for Martinez. But a big touchdown for the Goats. At least brings it back to a one-possession game, 20-12.
20-12.
Harbor Monsters as Kansas City now 55.6 seconds still left to go in this opening quarter. And already a lot of action. Aaron, just real quick, your key takeaways and your thoughts.
Yeah, obviously, as you mentioned, the fast-paced has been on display. I mean, we're only in the first quarter. We already got 32 points up on the board, and we still got another minute left to go. I think a big part of it has been that fast start that we saw from the Harbor Monsters. That preseason game was huge for just how crisp and how on time they are. Their quarterback and receivers, Kansas City came out here trying to disrupt them, bring the blitzes, and it just hasn't really been that effective to this point. Like we mentioned before, because they already have their timing down, they've got that experience. I just think it's going to be a little harder to disrupt them, which is what.
Hey, we got Rap in the building.
I mean,
what up,
we're
Rap?
See a huge momentum shift after that ejection. That's the type of thing that can swing energy from one side to the other here, Dylan.
We got
Let's go stupid, let's go dumb, let's just party, let's have fun, a night to remember. Let's get drunk, let's take.
Looking for their first defensive stop outside of the interception as this one bounces just inside the 10 and is brought in. That's the big body of Husnick. Able to take it in, and
Jacob Husnick, number 6,
to try to run in
at the
put
ball
into that guy.
Your Duluth Harbor Monsters are up 20-12 right now.
90 pounds. His most recent team in semi-pro football with the St. Paul Pioneers team.
Dan, right there. Once again, week 1 for everybody. I think there was some mild confusion as to what to do when he scooped that one up. So there was kind of a half-hearted, maybe I'll put a shoulder into him, but I'm not going to mean it. Don't flag me for it or anything. Got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Johnson in this high-powered offense back on the attack. Gets the snap right at the goal line. Throws left side and incomplete. His back turnover. Never got the head around with Mo Strong as the clock runs out, and that's the first quarter. We'll be back with more here.
Into the first quarter, your Duluth Harbor Monsters are up 20-12 against the Kansas City Goats. First game of the regular season, home opener. That's right. Bike Size says, Eric, come to Skull Fest by any means. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Fat Boys Football Focus. This is where we talk about Minnesota Vikings, Minnesota Gophers, and your Duluth Harbor Monsters. Yes, there is, Jace. Yes, there is.
Back here, second quarter action.
Second quarter
Municipal
action
Auditorium
about
in
to go
downtown
away.
Kansas City, Missouri. Dylan Funk here with you alongside Aaron Feely, my color partner. Is this one stone over the middle? Again, another strong catch by Mo Strong.
Yeah, nicely covered on the play, but able to hold on to that thing, showing off the stickies.
So, Bethany, you've got a good look at what it's been like down at the sideline so far. Just tell us about what the action that you've been seeing.
While Tom Brady was the epicenter of the deflation scandal in the NFL, there's not a lot of rules here for the ball in the Arena League football. So we've got the home team on the ball. You can have the home team on the football that they play with out there. And then, of course, we've got the signature from Tim Brown, the commissioner of the league here. But big Casey Goats, as well as the local radio station, Sports Radio 18
There we go.
WHB, on these balls here tonight.
Thank you, Bethany. Yeah. And definitely one of the cooler things about that, Aaron, is that if one of those balls happens to make its way out of play or up into the stands, where the fans get to keep it. They don't have to throw it back. They don't have to give it back. It is a fantastic souvenir they get to keep. That was a big play for the Harbor Monsters. They're now in Goats territory. Close to about the 18, 17-yard line. As now for Duluth, they just burnt their third and final timeout right now.
All right. So for those that are watching on Facebook that haven't never tuned in to Fat Boy Football Focus, what I'm about to do now is drop the link for the live.
They're definitely interesting.
If you want to jump on, give a shout out to whoever you're watching, whatever team you're supporting. You can.
Already utilizing another. And coming out of.
Yeah.
I mean, a big play when you had plenty of time to think up your next play call. So an interesting decision. Obviously, Kansas City still with all three of theirs. First down and 10 coming up here in a moment. So, I mean, Duluth still cruising off.
If you want to jump on the live,
get into a 1 minute.
Give a shout out to whatever player you're watching.
Out of timeouts.
Just a shout out to the Harbor Monsters.
And that starts
Go ahead and click that link.
On the far side. Johnson will come near side and right just at the feet of Wenzel. There goes incomplete.
Yeah, and a lot of the fans continue to react to the receiver being just a little bit past that ball at the snap. In most arena leagues, what the officials are told in their officials meetings is you usually give about 1 to 2 yards of grace period at that snap to the receivers that are in motion toward the line of scrimmage. It's not necessarily harsh on that line like it is in the NFL or in college.
Goats potentially bringing blitz here. They do bring another guy. Johnson, a fade one-on-one, look for Strong, and it's incomplete. And a flag's going to be
got a flag on the play.
On Ben Thomas.
Going to look like pass interference.
Vice lock grips on him, defending on the near side, and that's potentially going to move the Harbor Monsters a little closer.
Yeah. I think
Anthony Roach
onto his press a little too far down the field. You can only have your hands on him for 5
Harbor
yards.
Monsters are up 20-12 right now.
Full length, 100-yard football, and right there, Trujillo just keeping it latched on all the way down the field and with the ball in the air.
Oh yeah, that's pass interference.
Becomes
we'll
the
take that.
especially
We'll take that in the first down.
And now it's going to be a 1st and goal as a result.
And for a Harbor Monster offense that has not needed a whole lot of help, that is potentially
Harbor Monsters are winning right now.
But they'll give a little back.
There you go. It's all about give and take, right?
You never want to be.
Harbor Monsters are winning 20-12.
My bad. I'm getting word in here. Never mind. Yes, you would always like to be as unfair as possible in competitive sports. It's on me. My apologies.
Thank you again for everybody tapping in. If you haven't had the chance, head over to my YouTube channel.
About the 14-yard line now. It was still 1st and goal. 4 downs to work with to hit pay dirt. Johnson on the snap, throws over the middle. Interception.
Oh, we got an interception.
Taken away by Kansas City. Ryan Martinez.
He's been one of the instigators.
It throws the ball into the stands, and there's a nice souvenir.
That's what we were talking about earlier. The balls that end up out of play stay out of play. They're souvenirs for the fans. One of the incentives to come on down here and see these games live, and especially
All
these
right, we had
nice
an
floor
interception. Let's
seats
go
that they
defense.
have available for fans. You get right up close to the action. You can come away with the top of a helmet sometimes, Dylan. So I am told.
That one they asked back, though. So do want to clarify on that. But for Martinez, big for the local kid, went to Lee Summit North High School.
All right, let's go. Let's
Gets
step
his
it up,
first
defense.
interception as a Kansas City Goat.
That was just beautiful press coverage, too, by the way.
So between him, Roman out there, and you also got Ben Thomas. Got a good secondary for Kansas City as Cato goes back to work, hits his receiver right in front of us, just past midfield, is wrapped up and pushed into the wall. Still some talking back and forth. That one looked a little bit more courteous as he hit French Shinola there for Kansas City. Love the goat scream going
Joshua,
out of the PA system there for first down. So that's
tackle
beautiful.
number 24 of the Harbor Monsters.
Nice pass protection on that last play, and a good job by Cato to buy himself some time as well.
Beavers with the head start. They go to Cox right over the middle, snap the ball back, went to 5 yards and fighting for the extra yardage.
You can tell that's been a part of practice that they've been nailing down. He got to exactly 6 yards. He knew right where he was on that field. And they hit him beautifully right out of his turn. Nice timing on that play.
Love his length and versatility, a traditional tight end in college and high school. Good move here, gets him inside the 10. More padding falling off the wall.
Just an update on the Lunkers Woo game. Lunkers are still up
And it definitely
7-0.
does feel like after that ejection
Or
earlier in the game,
6-6.
the big fight that broke out, that's the type of thing that can swing energy in these football games here, Dylan, and it looks like it definitely has. Kansas City has been rolling ever since.
Well, and it's at least that secondary for Duluth shorthanded as well, because that was Clarence Taylor III, one of their better coverage guys. Cato to the end zone, and there he is, Brian Cox.
All right,
And
touchdown.
another souvenir tossed up into the stands. Touchdown, Goats.
Being frugal with their, the opposite of frugal with their footballs here today. Couple of souvenirs in a row into the same section, and now a 2-point conversion separates these two scores.
We have yet to see a successful 2-point conversion. Kansas City looking to change that right here and tie this game with a little, just under 11 minutes still to play before we go to the locker room for
Clarence
halftime.
Taylor the third got ejected. Anthony.
Cato with the snap. Shrews sidestep throws. Cox again met by a pair of Harbor Monsters and is driven back in another unsuccessful.
What up, Sally
attempt.
McCarthyism? Welcome.
Rakeem Cato thought that
Tonight we watched
maybe
Duluth Harbor
somebody else over there wanted to
Monsters
try to throw the
travel
ball
down
to
to
another
Kansas
read. He
City
wanted to try to
take on the Kansas
exercise.
City Goats.
But nonetheless, Goats
Right now,
back
your
into the
Duluth Harbor
contest.
Monsters are up 20-18.
Yeah, and that's been part of the story here today. Is as successful as both offenses have been, we have yet to see a successful PAT, either of the 1 or 2-point variety. So the difference in score right now has just been that safety. So we take a look around the
Yes, number 9,
stands here
Clarence
today.
Taylor the third.
Got some excited fans out here to support the Goats.
Yeah, this has been fantastic. More and more have been coming in as the game has gone along. Been a lot of hype and a lot of energy surrounding this team. A lot of folks excited to have a
All right, Harbor Monsters, let's step it up.
Kansas City for the first time in 12 years. And gladly able to host them here at Municipal Auditorium. Beautiful facility here. So now we'll see another throw off here. Again, it's Daniels Jr. back to receive for Duluth. And a ball put up in the air. This one will get inside the 10. Bounces just right in front of the 5. And it's taken in. So the ball's just going to be spotted right where that was brought in. Good job hustling down the field, right? Just a couple yards in front of the goal line. Larry Beavers.
So that'll come out to the 5 as per the rules. I did also appreciate, once again, a couple of Goats with their hands in the air, signaling touchdown. You know what? You ask nice enough and just see what the refs will let you get away with.
It's a learning experience. Everyone adjusting. Again, this is not your obviously not your traditional football rules, and even still not your traditional arena football rules as well, as we have more movement here and another full start for Duluth.
So they definitely started off as the more crisp of the two teams. Once again, you can credit that to their preseason warm-up game a week ago. But things are definitely starting to shift into Kansas City's favor the longer it goes along.
Johnson trying to get someone for Kansas City to jump. He doesn't. Bring pressure over the middle. Great catch. It's intercepted. Another one for Ryan Martinez.
Interception.
Back series.
Goats.
Number 7 comes away with an INT. And another souvenir for section 117.
That one had me fooled for about a split second. I had thought that Johnson might have been able to fit it in there to the receiver, but instead Martinez comes out with it, holds it up, and says, look what I came down with. And grants another spectator with a souvenir. And now all of a sudden with the score here in Kansas City, momentum on their side, a chance to take the lead for the first time in this contest. Call it about the 6-yard line. Back to Cato. Rolling out to the right. Spruce on him. Now trying to evade the rush. Facing more. Back to midfield. And he throws it away. Incomplete. Trying to avoid the sack.
They finally a souvenir for some other section, though. So 113 finally gets one.
I'm just waiting for one to come our way at this point.
You're just trying to show off that you've been working on your hands in the off season, aren't you?
I have a lineman my whole life in football. I just want a chance. Come on.
No one will believe me unless I get my chance.
Nice souvenir for that young lad. Second and goal from the 6. Cato trying to send a man in motion. Here he comes. And I don't think they got the ball back.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Boo Smith in motion, just could not see or hear his signal or didn't know it was supposed to be him. So set him back 5 yards.
And on a 20-second play clock, too, a delay of trying to get Boo Smith in motion. So that's something, again, maybe a little bit expected. First real-time game for Kansas City. We've seen them have miscommunications on offense. And another one there.
All right, let's get a stop, defense.
Second and goal from the 11.
They're going to have to hustle here.
Just getting off, fake the toss underneath. Cato to the end zone. 50-50 ball. Martinez. And intercepted by Duluth.
Interception!
That I don't think Cato probably should have thrown. They pump fake the screen and try to get Smith.
Interception.
End, going across the back line.
Kair Bynum, number 3. Duluth Harbor Monsters.
I mean, honestly, you probably had a better play going just
with the interception.
That screen and just getting your 5 to 6 yards, whatever you would be able to get after
Let's
the
go.
there, because nobody.
Let's go, stupid. Let's go down.
Short.
And that was Kair
Oh
Bynum
my God!
that came down with it. Linebacker in coverage there. And also for the Monsters, their 4th interception in their last 6 defensive stands. Now this one is tipped. Looking for Daniels Jr. Nice little snag there. Hand the ball off to a kid. Well done, sir. Do have a flag on the play, so we'll see.
We got a flag on the play.
Here.
We'll see what it is.
Stop 8 minutes, 22
Hopefully pass
seconds.
interference.
It was thrown very early as well. I think maybe on the snap.
We see him talking with the Harbor Monsters right now, maybe trying to see what they want to do.
7 men on the field defense.
That's an illegal substitution for Kansas City.
So the nice defensive play is null and void.
Let's go. Let's go.
First down. Johnson with the snap right at the goal line, throws it incomplete, looking for Strong. Trying to ask for a flag, but he's not going to get it. And that's Trujillo again in coverage, Aaron.
Yeah, Trujillo and I mean, several DBs on this field have just been excellent here today for Kansas City. Offense has started off hot on both ends, but the Kansas City defense has definitely been the story here this second quarter. Great secondary play for the Goats thus far.
7:33 left in the second quarter.
Trying to thump on the padding, trying to get some kind of chant going, not going over too kindly with the vast majority of Goats fans here in this arena right now. So we'll resume action. 2nd and 5, giving off the freebie of the illegal substitution for the Goats. And in motion, they toss it underneath, right on top of it. That's Wenzel. Was able to slip away from the first defender, but still minimum gain. I believe that was Marcus Zawifel. They call him Mojo. And he sniffed that one out, was the first one initially there to make the contact and slow down Wenzel. And now a big 3rd down and 4 here.
Got to give Wenzel credit for
You got 3rd down and
escaping
4.
the
Let's
first
go.
tackle, but just gave the Goats defense too much time.
Javante Johnson back to pass.
Johnson eluding the pressure, throws it.
Throws deep.
One diving, but cannot bring it in.
Incomplete pass.
Was looking down the field for Cromie again. We've seen him connect a few times on the deep ball. But I think you're okay with that. On 3rd and 4, why not take the deep shot? Because you still have 4th down to work with here. Still pretty deep in your own territory, and it looks like Duluth, they're going to be going for it.
Yeah, I mean, from their own 10, it's definitely gutsy. You could surrender it and send it all the way over to the Kansas City 15, but they're going to give it a go.
All right. Harbor Monsters are going to go for it. Javante Johnson.
Again, curl pattern, and they find him as he spills past
First
the
down.
20-yard line.
It just way too much cushion there on the far side.
First
Basically
down,
playing
Harbor
the safety
Monsters.
Position there was Martinez, and he just rolls over to cover like a corner. Harbor Monsters clearly noticing that. Called up the curl route to get their first down, and now, with a 2-point lead already, a chance to try to add on to it.
Johnson the snap, stunt by the Goats. Throw down the field, Mo Strong again, but it goes out of play, incomplete.
Incomplete pass. Be sure to tap into www.duluthmonsters.com. Get your tickets for our first home
That
game.
Didn't even have a shot. It went out of play against spectators all along that wall. I'll tell you one thing.
June
that I like to
23rd.
see so far. It doesn't matter
We'll be
who
at the
catches it, but an adult
p.m.
souvenir ball, they
Taking on
always
the
find a
Goat.
kid close, whether it be their own or somebody else's, and they give it to them. You always love to see that. 2nd and 10, a handoff, and Wenzel out. Might have stripped away. Ball is loose for the moment. Whistle's blowing pretty quick. Let's see what they call here. Still fighting for it. That's Whitlock for the Harbor Monsters. Goats have it right now.
Referees will have to talk about this to see if he was down first or if it's a fumble.
Did not look like that he was down.
That's what they're going to rule, though.
So it's going to be Duluth Harbor Monster football. And the cascade of boos raining down here in Municipal Auditorium. Not liking to call it. Pretty bang. Nonetheless, successful for Duluth. Another handoff. Wenzel breaks one tackle, shows to another, and is brought down. Let's send it down to Bethany Bowman. Stand inside with the Kansas City Goat fan.
Is attending his first Arena League football game. James, what have you seen so far and liked from the KC Goats?
Update on the Lunkers Woo
It is my
game.
first game actually.
It's still
Down here
7-6.
representing the Goat Brewing Company in Lee Summit, and I didn't know what to expect, but believe it or not, what
Lunkers
an
just got an
experience. To
interception.
be so close to the action and have the guys
They're
right
still
up
in the
front of your
first quarter.
face and hear all the sights and sounds so close on such a small, intimate field, man, it's crazy. I didn't expect to have as much fun as I'm having, and it's absolutely awesome.
You and your crew are up against the barrier here. Have you had any players or balls come your way?
Oh, absolutely. People crashing into the walls. I mean, you got to really be paying attention because the action is really up in your face. So.
Eric,
Thanks so much
I'm the
for coming
director of player personnel
thanks.
for the Harbor Monsters,
James,
the
thank you,
team in
Bethany.
yellow.
Glad you could be here with us today, James, enjoying the action. Another scoring chance potentially here for the Harbor Monsters. That's a good, nice little scamper from Daniel Jr. And now we have another flag up in the air, and it's going to be a delay game.
Delay a game, Harbor Monsters.
All right, we've seen the Goats called for that once, trying to hurry up with that 20-second play clock, and now we've seen it for the first time here for Duluth.
And Duluth got caught up listening to that excellent interview. They weren't paying attention to the play clock. They'll take a quick trip 5 yards back. starting to see the incorporation of the Arena League's version of the run game, starting to use that motion man to take those handoffs. Very creative use of the motion. But I think Kansas City was starting to find a way to snuff that out. So back to more traditional stuff here.
3 men on the rush for Kansas City. Forces Johnson to throw, and just a little bit too low for Mo Strong, and it goes incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
And that time, the pressure paying off for the Goats. They forced Johnson to get rid of that ball early. It falls incomplete right at the goal line. It's in it for Mo Strong.
Yeah, Strong just unable to keep it off the turf. Went down low for it. A little bit of a bobble, I think, cost him that catch, as he wasn't able to save it before it tipped off. He didn't put up much of an argument, though, either with the official.
And again, he had tight defense from the Goats secondary as well. Already seen him snag 3 interceptions in this game, 2 from Martinez. Johnson, that one again, just out of reach. And again, the pressure getting to Johnson, knocked down to the turf there. Also a little bit slow to get up. One of their linemen, Jacob Husnick, he's going to be staying in this game.
He's able to hop up, and that's good to see. So now a big 4th down play coming up here, Dylan. You have to imagine they're going to try to utilize that motion once again, and quick substitution. They're getting more wide receivers on that field and a little bit more height.
4th down and 13.
4th and 13.
Receiver on the far side is Cromie. Near side here is Mo Strong. Also got Daniels Jr. in there, just off to the right side of the center. Husnick as he steps it back, and another flag up in the air. Frustration continuing to mount here for Duluth. Their 2nd delay game penalty on this drive.
Yeah, Johnson having a rough go of it. Paying attention
18
to that
plus
clock up top.
18 plus.
2 delay of game penalties within 1 snap of each other.
And now maybe do you start to consider ball right near midfield? And again, all signs for Duluth saying they're going to be going for it. They need 18 yards or they're going to give the ball up to the Goats if they do not convert, wherever they end up getting down.
Of course, if you surrender it, you only really gain a net of about 8 here. So I understand going for it, especially if you're going to go for it from your own 10 earlier on this drive.
I like it. Snap back again to Johnson. Goats bringing pressure. Lob pass to Strong, who got his hands around it.
Touchdown!
It in. Touchdown, Harbor Monsters.
Touchdown, Harbor Monsters! Let's go! Let's go! Devontae Johnson to Mo Strong.
There and let Mo Strong go get it. That's the 2nd time today he's given a DB the too small signal after a play.
Another great grab for Mo Strong in the end zone, and the Harbor Monsters are going to like to go for the 1-point conversion here. Ball now being put at the 5-yard line. Good connection, Johnson to Strong. It's been strong so far today.
Mo Strong, baby.
Yeah, obviously, 1-point conversion here will make it a 2-possession game with just 1:18 left in the half. I like this decision.
Johnson avoids one, throws on the other, and up against the wall, but it goes incomplete. Johnson wanting a flag. He's not going to get it.
Shout out to Skull Mafia for the $9.99 dono.
He had a couple of Goats breathing right down his shoulder pads. One of them being Larry.
We got Gary Bolster in the building. How you doing, Gary?
Still waiting for our first successful conversion of this game, but right now, Duluth 26, Kansas City 18, 1:18 to go. So this potentially could be the final possession before halftime, and still a 1-possession game for the Goats, Aaron. I think you got to be thinking about what you're wanting to draw up here. Now we're under 2 minutes, so now we're going to see the more traditional rules. So the clock is going to stop on incomplete passes. You're going to be able to spike the ball if you need to, if you're Rakeem Cato in this offense, and a little bit more advantages to you as you try to milk out this final drive and potentially go into halftime tied up.
Yeah, and obviously Bill Belichick kind of perfected the art of the get points right before the half and then receive to start the second half and double dip a little bit.
All right,
26-18. Do it. I mean, they got a chance to go into the half still tied if they can score and get the very first 2-point conversion of this game. And then they're going to be able to, well, we assume receive. I mean, they did defer.
Yes, Gary, this is the Duluth Harbor Monsters.
Half number 2.
And also worth a note as well, these walls now, the padded walls, the boundaries now under 2 minutes.
This is the first regular season game.
Not live anymore. Is considered out of bounds as Booth Smith can't make a man miss. What a strong tackle. Down low, Henry Pidgey able to get down there for Duluth.
Number 0, Henry
About
Pidgey with the
1,190 tackles
tackle.
to back out
Great coverage
Central
on the
College
special
from Palm
teams.
Beach, California. And the Tiger tried to put him in the spin cycle. He wasn't having any of it.
Now we're going to see with 1:14 left, and obviously Duluth, no timeouts.
Hey, we got our
Kansas
first guest
City
to the show,
Crusaders.
James Ness.
Looking
What
into
up,
their
Harbor
run
Monsters?
selections, if they have any. They haven't actually
What up,
run the
James?
ball yet.
What up? Nothing much.
How you
Oh,
feeling?
and bobbled.
Feeling good.
Blow it dead,
Hey,
though.
did you have a good time at the preseason game?
Sure
I
snap,
did.
but evidently it never happened.
Hey, it was exciting.
Here, Cato.
It was.
trying to
Hey,
talk
Gary,
to
it's,
his
6
lineman
versus
down there.
6.
I believe Lawrence Smith, one the big 95 down there. He just wasn't quite ready for that.
I see you sporting your Harbor Monster gear.
Again,
That's
the
what's
bigger
up.
story
Let's
here
go.
For me, Aaron, is how if Kansas City, if they go into halftime and they come out, how are they going to be able to adjust
All
this
right.
bits of miscommunication that we've seen for them earlier in this game as Cato will let it fly, trying to make over a shoulder catch. And flag down.
Yeah, they're going to get some pass interference.
All right.
That
Looks like
might
we're gonna
be
get
a
pass
little on the
interference.
tackier side, but there was definitely some grabbing of the jersey as that ball was a bit overthrown.
Right now,
Might
Cruddy
not be
kill.
overthrown though if there wasn't that grab. of the jersey.
Harbor Monsters
And
are
now
up
1:05 to go, and like you
26-18
said, Duluth unable
with
to
a
stop the
minute
clock.
5
Definitely
left in
where you'd
the
like to have some
second
run
quarter.
plays in your arsenal.
This is it.
Maybe kill 20, 30 seconds of this thing before you can try to put the ball in the end zone. But we'll see what Kansas City chooses to do. I mean, there might be 2 more possessions before halftime here.
First and goal at the
Hey, I
6.
appreciate you tapping
Just a
in.
little over a minute to go till halftime. Cato surveying, throws for the end zone, right through the hands and right through the tunnel.
Incomplete
Goes
pass.
Incomplete, right through the red gloves.
Hey, just so you guys know, be sure to tap in tomorrow.
I believe.
Be sure to
Rich
like and
Shinola
subscribe to my
trying to
channel,
Connect with. Couldn't
Fat
do it.
Boys
Yeah, the ball's
Football.
going to head to
Yeah.
halftime, get itself some.
We will
some
be
water, some
interviewing and
oranges.
talking with
A little bit early,
number
I guess.
7 of the defense, Lovell Spruce,
Goats still have to come out here, though,
and number
play the next
6 of the
15 seconds.
offense, center.
That was Beavers. He's
Jacob
still talking
Husnick.
with Cato there, maybe trying to make an adjustment.
There'll be a chance for
As
the
he's
fans and the
scrambling,
people
throws.
to
Brian Cox goes up with it and brings it in. Section 16, loading up on
Touchdown.
the souvenirs tonight. Another
Go.
touchdown for Kansas City and a chance to tie here. 52.9 to play in the first half.
And Kansas City will have to be the first team to convert a PAT if they are going to get us back to tied. Nicely done there by Brian Cox. And Cato had his options once again. Shinola
Heck
was
yeah,
open
Gary.
along the back line.
That's what's
He
up.
decided to throw it up high to Cox instead.
National championship.
Definitely being one
I
of his
love
favorite
it.
targets so far is Cox to Cato. Another throw on a beeline and brought in, and we are tied.
Letting the Duluth sideline know about it too there.
It's Ryan Martinez that shook loose, able to bring that one in, letting them hear it, still talking here.
I'm not entirely sure that Gant wants to get into a 2-on-1 with 2 guys that are both over 6 foot.
All right, we're
2 of them. Not exactly a fight I would pick, but
So far, this first half of a reborn Arena League in Kansas City is living up to the hype. Tied 26
Yeah,
all,
we got this.
52.9 seconds.
little adjustments at halftime.
Well,
We
now
got
it'll be
this.
the Harbor Monsters looking to retake that lead, potentially back into halftime. They have some time to work with here. However, no timeouts left. So it'll make it a little bit more tougher for them.
lots
All right.
of ways to stop the clock inside of 2 minutes. But yeah, ball inbounds, middle of the field. They're going to have to hustle back to the line because they were not very conservative with their timeouts here in this first half.
And you want to try to find a way to shake off the penalties.
All
as
right, let's
well,
get a
as
good
played
run
in the
back.
Last drive or two.
Boom.
Open space. Here goes Wenzel. Breaking tackle, stumbling down close to the 5.
Let's go.
Biggest return
Let's
we've seen
go!
all day.
Let's go.
Just barely
Let's
tripped,
go.
Or he was going to have a very quick answer indeed. And so now with 46.1, you almost don't even worry about those lack of timeouts. It's not really gonna factor in.
46.1
You can't
seconds left.
imagine. Kansas
Ball
City's
on the
defense
5.
is gonna have to
Let's
come
get
up
that touchdown
huge
before
right here.
halftime. make some
Yeah, my
adjustments, and let's
comment earlier, I
go.
just retracted when I said that for Kansas City, potentially the last possession of this half, they're still going to potentially get the ball back again. We'll see with how much time. As the Harbor Monsters set up with a great return from Terrence Wenzel at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. A little heavy package, more players up there to defend as they pitch it. Daniels Jr. and gets swallowed up. Got that turf coming undone a little bit there. Have to try to tuck that back in or straighten it back
All right,
out.
we got 2nd and goal.
The clock continuing to run here again. 15 seconds on the play clock, under 30 seconds on the game clock. Not a huge sense of urgency here right now for the Harbor Monsters. Snap is back, fake to give. Johnson just lost it, and lucky it's not going back the other way. You could tell he was trying a little fade route to the back left corner, a shot in the end zone, and it just kind of slipped out of his hands at the last second.
All right,
Yeah, that one absolutely just slipped right out of his hands.
that helps stops.
That could have
Helps
been
stops the clock.
disastrous. Marcus Swivel. I mean, if he had just turned his head a little bit, he's probably celebrating over with section 117 once again over here. That thing ended up tipping off his fingertips, and he didn't even know the ball was
All
in
right,
the air.
3rd down.
And another delay of game.
Oh
For
my
the
God.
3rd time in the last 2 drives. And again, what was such a promising drive for Duluth on the big return near the 5 by Wenzel. And you're fortunate the last play, it wasn't an interception, potential pick 6
We
back
got
the other
2
way.
plays
Now
to
with
score.
delay a game here, pushing you back even further, back 5 yards. And the crowd's starting to get into it here at Municipal Auditorium, trying to get loud,
All right, here we go.
looking for their goats to make a stop here.
Johnson back to pass.
Johnson will throw, looking for strong, and again, good defense by Kansas City. It goes incomplete. And it is just like a chess match watching those two go at it. Mo Strong for Duluth and Angelo Trujillo again for Kansas City.
Yeah, he's had a couple of lost moments here today for some touchdowns. That's what they're trying to bank
All right, here we
on.
go. 4th and goal.
And honestly,
We need
though,
to score
based on
right
where he
here.
was where that throw led him. Lucky that ball ended up incomplete, not caught with the clock still running.
Johnson back to pass.
Gonna be under 10 seconds now. Johnson looking, goats closing in.
Interception.
Let's go.
And a potential return as well. But
No.
blockers.
Return.
5, touchdown, goats.
Boo.
Once again, it's Trujillo making another brilliant defensive play. And so the pick 6 that wasn't, I mean, this is best case scenario because now there's 0 seconds on the clock.
They're on the clock.
We're
Going to halftime.
That is incredible. And what a turnaround from 20-6. Harbor Monsters on top. Absolutely incredible. A 24-6 run that Kansas City is on.
How about this? 4 interceptions in this half alone so far for Kansas City.
All
as
right,
well.
32-26.
One again snagged by Trujillo and the pick 6. Still got a conversion chance here before we head into the locker room.
I don't know how the Lunkers
There's one of
game
their
is
timeouts.
still
Play clock
on
was running down.
the 1st quarter.
Wisely there. Kansas City has their first time out.
Let me refresh it just in
Still
case.
even 2 more.
Okay, I
And they
refreshed
can be
it.
burned consecutively as well.
Oh. What happened to the feed?
As well,
Okay, there we go.
if they wish. But what a first half it has been.
Okay,
here
update
in
on the
Kansas City.
Lunkers
We
Woo
can't wait to
game.
break
It's
it down a little further.
37-20 with
The big sign we
4:41
have
left
during
in the
halftime.
second.
I'll tell you, everyone that has showed up here supporting this team, they have been treated to a spectacular ball game right now. And this Kansas City defense, it's definitely one of my biggest takeaways coming out of this first half.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, again, it started off a little slow, a little sloppy for the defense. The Harbor Monsters came out clicking with their passing game, but yeah, as you mentioned,
Hey,
that
no,
secondary
Gary,
really
thank you for
blocked
tapping
things
in.
up, especially ever
Thank
since the
you for
second quarter
tapping
started.
in.
Cato with time. Lawrence trying to protect on Spruce. Oh, no look pass, but it's short. And it was nothing but green turf and
All right, it's
haters for
halftime.
Boo Smith. Cato just didn't quite have enough on that one, but still not a first half to hang your head about for Kansas City. Their
I
first
believe
official
halftime
two
is about
quarters
15
as a
minutes.
team have the lead 32
James,
to 26.
come
over
back
the
after
Duluth
halftime.
Harbor
I'm going to use
Monsters as
restroom
we
and
will
all that
step
good
aside
stuff.
here and take
So
a
I'll
break.
see you guys after
You're
halftime.
watching the Arena League.
All right, here's how the two small toss works. Athletic together. This is not to the target.
All my fellas. 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 All my fellas.
We're back here live, Municipal Auditorium, downtown Kansas City. Halftime between the Goats and the Harbor Monsters, 32-26. And Dylan Funk alongside Aaron Feely. Aaron, it was a good start for the Harbor Monsters to that first half, but it was a sluggish into it that maybe having them a little bit frustrated going into the halftime locker room.
Well, we thought that could have been one of the problems for Kansas City coming into today. The Harbor Monsters getting that warm-up game in, having a preseason game last week that the Goats did not have under their belt, and it showed early on. The Harbor Monsters came out fast-paced on offense. Their timing was down. They looked crisp. They were hitting everything. Went out to that 20-6 lead. Things were not looking good. And then the momentum swing happened, Dylan. The big fight that broke out ended up causing an ejection. Harbor Monsters currently down one of their starting corners for the remainder of this game after he got disqualified for throwing a punch. And ever since that point, it's been a 26-6 run for the Goats. They have been absolutely dominating. And so here we are, 32-26, and you just have to go back to that pick six before the half, Dylan.
Yeah, then that pick six, that was one of the four, and that one was turned by Angelo Trujillo. We saw two that were snagged from Ryan Martinez, and then the very first one of the game for the Truman State kid out of Blair Oaks, Missouri, was Ben Thomas. So 4 interceptions in that first half for Kansas City. Let's send it back down to Bethany Bowman, who's standing by with more. Bethany?
Likes for their team to relinquish a lead like that in the last seconds. Try to get a comment from Coach O'Neill. He said he did not have one. Obviously frustrated as his team heads into the locker room. We'll catch up here with the KC Goats soon, who have to be feeling the momentum there, getting some action right at the end of the half. And I know they'll try and ride that into the second half. So we'll catch up with Coach here in a minute. And again, Harbor Monsters head coach Antonio O'Neill, clearly not happy with this team. I'm sure that locker room is not the most fun right now.
Yeah, definitely would not want to be in there right now. Well, it was such a great start for Duluth. Again, that big run that my partner Eric just had mentioned, it's got him down right now, 32-26. And what a shift, what a change, because you initially go from maybe you're coming in, if you're Duluth, you're feeling ultra confident. You had that 1-2-up game, and you're coming into this game. You know you've had the one-up, you've had the experience, you've had the guys getting out there, getting their chemistry down. And then all of a sudden, these turnovers, benefiting Kansas City. Their offense has sputtered a little bit as well with some mishaps and miscues. We've seen them get it together, though. But again, it's been this GOAT secondary, 4 interceptions in the first half, and they'll be looking to add on to more of that coming up later on in the second half. Again, arena football back here in Kansas City, a good crowd on hand. The inaugural start of the 2024 season. And Kansas City is just one of the 4 teams involved in this new league, as the Ozark Lunkers, these Duluth Harbor Monsters, and the Waterloo Woo, as they also plan to expand to 2 more teams, the locations to be determined in the Arena League. So this is something, again, the commissioner, Tim Brown, the Heisman Trophy winner, NFL Hall of Famer, the commissioner of this league. And this is something they had an emphasis on. They were wanting new teams, new rules, and trying to bring a new energy and trying to get this league to do what very few have been able to do as far as arena football, Aaron, and really try to find that longevity. And they believe they've found it within these 4 towns and many more to potentially come.
Yeah, obviously Kansas City, a huge hub for professional football right now. Kansas City Chiefs obviously having a dynasty run of their own. It also makes you wonder, if Tim Brown comes out here, do you think the Kansas City faithful would cheer or boo him? I mean, he did bring arena football back to Kansas City for the first time in 12 years.
Yes, he did.
You mentioned in the pregame show, but I mean, at the same time, he was also a Raider. So
yeah, but you can also counter that out though on the ownership group. You got the COO of Gates Barbecue and George Gates, Stephen St. John of the Border Patrol at Sports Radio 810 WHB, and of course, Chiefs great Christian Okoye. So you got that to balance it out a little bit.
I think you have to show both of them on screen at once, though. Maybe that's how you balance it out. Great first half there, Dylan. High octane action, lots of speed, as we mentioned, and of course, play of the game thus far has to be from Trujillo. That defensive play at the end, snapped with 2 seconds left to go. He picks it off at the goal line with no time left, and he goes 50 full yards for the touchdown. And that's the difference right now. And the Goats will also get the ball to start the second half.
Yep, can't wait to break down more of that. We'll step aside again. More from Municipal Arena, downtown Kansas City after this.
number. You actually have a voice and you actually use that voice. The opportunity is the sky. I feel like anything you want to be, you can be. You just have to, you got to have the gotta want to attitude. My name is Shamari, and I'm an owner of SRC.
That'll be coming up here momentarily as well. Jeff Holmes. 3rd and short. 3rd and short for the Woo. Football at the 2-yard line. 10 seconds to play in the half. You would think they'd try to pass it in.
Game. I mean, good atmosphere. Casey's coming out to support you guys.
Yeah, football is fun, but it's only fun when you win it. So we got work to do still.
Good luck, Coach. Thank you.
All right, now, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bethany. Getting the comments from Coach Golston. And yeah, Aaron, not a whole lot for him to really be upset with, but there are maybe a few minor tweaks and changes that Kansas City needs to make adjustments in the second half. And I think it's got to start on the offensive side, getting everybody on the same page and quit having the little bit of miscues that are even costing them some penalty yards.
Oh, but football coaches are absolute professionals at finding something to be upset with. It doesn't matter how much you're winning by. Right now, to the lead, only 6 points. There is a lot of football left to be played. This isn't exactly something you can squat on. But yeah, as we mentioned, it's not necessarily that their lead is so monumentous. It's that it seems like the momentum is just totally on their side heading into this second half. Might even be a case where it's one of those where you kind of didn't want halftime to happen if you're a Kansas City Goats fan. You're like, no, just keep playing, keep it going. So we'll see how they come out, where the energy lies with both of these squads. Just a 6-point game here, Dylan. And we'll see if Kansas City still got that energy going, and especially on defense. Ryan Martinez and Angelo Trujillo, couple of ball hawks there in the first half. If they have any more INTs on their fingers, there's a couple of fans are getting some souvenirs to go home with.
Yeah, you can see Rakeem Cato, the quarterback, right near midfield. He's been doing that, just
All
kind
right,
of coming
folks,
out,
we should be
tossing the
starting
ball
the
around
second
with
half pretty
spectators,
soon.
kids in the stands, everyone. And you can
The
tell as he
Goats are
just
winning
connected on a big one there up into the
32-26. They will be
127
getting the ball
section,
first
that
in the
you
second
can tell
half.
he's more relaxed. His team is a little bit more relaxed, again, knowing that momentum is on their side. And that was the horn as we're getting ready to go. And still, now we're seeing him come out of the locker room. Coach Antonio O'Neill and the Duluth Harbor Monsters, I imagine a very spirited conversation to halftime locker room, again, and offering the no comment going in. Clear frustration of how that was, how it kind of fell apart for him a little bit in the second half. But you got to kind of see the silver lining too, because you still come out 2 more quarters to play, and you feel like Kansas City maybe right now, if you're on the Duluth sideline, that they're up by like 30, 40 points, when really it's still a 1-possession game. Still plenty of time for the Harbor Monsters to try to come back and retake this lead and try to win this ballgame.
Yeah, obviously 30 more minutes of football at least left to be played. This is no ridiculous type of a lead, but it does feel nice. The Kansas City faithful here in attendance. There's an electricity here in the building. I mean, that pick 6 just set this place up in a frenzy.
Welcome back, James.
And there is just
We
this
should be starting the
looseness
second
about
half
it
pretty
now that
soon.
maybe there would have been if it had just been that they clawed back to a tie. I mean, they'd feel good, but I mean, still, it's just a tie. But I mean, the second they had the pick 6, and everyone here knew that they had climbed all the way back and they were going to start this half with the lead, whole atmosphere just changed.
Thank you with the
Again,
update,
we got to go
Jace.
back to that big
Lunkers
kickoff return from
43,
Terrence
Woo
Wetzel.
20
Had him set up at the
at the
5-yard
half.
line. You avoid the interception initially, then you have to delay a game penalty that pushes you back 5 yards, and then you throw the interception to Ryan Martinez, who houses it for 6 points. That was a golden opportunity for Duluth, and ended up just throwing it away, literally, in the form of a pick 6 for Ryan Martinez and the Goats. 4 interceptions already in this game. We're going to be seeing the Goats offense coming back out here. Rakeem Cato, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception so far. A couple of TD stacks for Booze Smith as well. One for Brian Cox, who I thought was another guy kind of under the radar slightly, had a really great first half for this Goats team. You could tell that Cato has a strong liking to him with his big frame and his lengthy arms, that he's a prime target out there.
Nothing quite like a skilled tight end to bail a quarterback out when he's feeling pressure.
He was the guy, again, from Mid-America Nazarene University, that when the Goats were able to bring him in for tryouts, and they knew for sure, Coach Golston and company, that they needed him on this
All
team
right,
for
we're
his
about to start the
versatility.
throw off.
They love having
Here
him
we
here.
go.
Both strong, a little bit of a wounded duck. It bounces in front of the Tim, but it's taken in by Booze Smith, who's got a lane and a head of steam, but it's taken down by Paget.
They're going to celebrate the big
Alicia
tackle, but
Henry with the
I'm not sure that they see the
tackle.
flag down. This thing's going to come all the way out to midfield. Second time today, they've gotten a throw off that didn't get all the way to the 10.
Ball balanced. You can see pretty much right where that flag was, about the 12, 13-yard line, if you will. Again, no hash marks here in the Arena League. That's why you see the ball placed at the center of the lines each
All right,
and
here we
every
go.
time.
First
Keep
and
it
10 at the
universal
25.
across all stadiums for all four teams. Rakeem Cato and his offense gets back to work, avoids the rush for a second and throws it to Booze Smith, who almost seemed like he wedged it between the wall and was still able to scamper up and collect an extra few yards, as now we're back into the wall being live play.
You got Keon
So Booze Smith
Singleton
made
on
the
the
catch
defense.
up against the wall.
Henry
Everyone
Paget
kind
on
of
the
stopped,
defense.
thinking the play was dead. He was still able
Lovell
to get
Spruce
about
on the
3, 4,
defense,
maybe
number
5 more
7.
yards.
Looks
Yeah,
like we
obviously
got
no
Ray Kent
defender
out
had
there,
come
number
over to
8.
touch him or tackle him, so able to get back up and keep that play going.
Cato, and again, complete, working the middle, short game right now, lowering the shoulder, now whistles blow. Good solid catch and run. That was Brent Shinola again. Really like his speed on this team. Has clocked in a sub 440 40-yard dash time back in his heydays at Rocky Mountain College. This one again near side, right at the wall and just shy of the goal line, as the Goats are looking to cap off another scoring drive here to open up the second half.
Yeah, and I think Cato had Booze Smith going into this near side corner. He stuck his hand up when he was about the middle of the field. He saw that spot in the zone and he ran right to it. I think he's upset that he didn't end up getting the ball. He thinks he had a touchdown. And honestly, it's hard for me to disagree with him.
Cato pump fakes, throws right side, incomplete. Trying to improvise a little bit there. I believe that was Malik Wilson. Another big body receiver on this Goats team. Now, a little extra work to do here for Kansas City, trying to punch this one in. It's a fade route to the back corner and bringing it in. Asking for the push off over there for Duluth is Rashawn Gannon. He's not going to get it.
No, and honestly, if anything, I think that was holding on Gannon. And he's trying to compensate a bit by saying, no, he pushed off me, I swear. I mean, he didn't get flagged. That was just a beautiful fade route there. Nice catch by Martinez, and first 2 possession lead for Kansas City all day.
So 2 receiving touchdowns and 2 interceptions for Ryan Martinez. Goats going for 2 here. Taking time now, throws, has a man, Cox crashing into the barricades over there, but it's caught and brought in successfully. And it took it till the second half, but finally we see our first successful 2-point conversion.
All right.
And that takes the Goats lead now up to 40-26.
40-26.
Nice
Goats are winning.
play there by Cox, and this time Cato was able to see his man sprinting towards the corner. Puts just a beautiful ball where only his big tight end can go up and get it. And Brian Cox makes him look great. Great hands, strong fingers, and then also surviving the fence down there is, I mean, when you're a bigger gentleman, you're up into the 240s, 250s like he is.
Yep.
You run full speed into that fence. Sometimes, the fence doesn't stay as sturdy as it might for some of these smaller wide receivers.
And again, just always able to find that blank space on the field. And he did that during his time at Mid-American Nazarene. He averaged 11.2 yards per catch during his time there. And he just caught his second touchdown pass. A nice 4-play drive, nice and crisp for the Goats. As they come out of halftime again, that momentum staying on that Kansas City sideline. Another throw off is up in the air. It's going to be taken in by Wenzel. He had a great return earlier, just gets tripped up by the shoelaces.
That is a great tackle in the open field.
That's James Harden. No, not the basketball player. James Harden, a 5'7", 184-pound. Got listed as
All right,
a
let's go,
receiver
offense.
and
We need
running
we need a
back.
touchdown right here.
Most recently, a couple of years ago, fans remember the Fan Control Football League. He was on there with the Zappers. And this one's taken almost right up the middle. Very little resistance. Gets him across midfield for Daniels Jr.
Well, Larry Beavers didn't trip him up there. That might have been a touchdown. So back-to-back last line of defense shoestring tackles have saved points.
Meet him in the backfield, wrapping him up. Daniels Jr. not able to get away.
That tackle of the more traditional sense.
Yes, Jason, you gotta get that offense
Out
going.
of Central Georgia comes through, gobbles him up in the backfield. No chance whatsoever. Our first tackle for loss in this game.
That's a
Flag.
false start.
And believe it is, still finishing the play again in the backfield.
You know, honestly, based on how that play ended up looking, I think lucky for Duluth, it's going to be a false start. At least they saved the down.
And those miscues and on the offensive side for Duluth, really just straining themselves, shooting themselves in the foot, if you will. Now here, 2nd and 18. In the backfield, now will come out right down to the near side, getting a little bit of a head start on the near side. Johnson throws way out of reach of Whitlock, and it goes incomplete. Thomas in coverage.
Referee on the back end of it with a brilliant in-stride scoop. It looks like he's going to try to score too, but no, obviously the pressure there doing great work for the Goats as they're bringing these blitzes and finally not just trying to disrupt timing, they're actually starting to really get some pressure in the backfield. And now that they know their secondary is holding up a lot better than they were in that first quarter, they can blitz all they want because they're holding up on the back end.
Pressure again. Johnson finds Mo Strong, crashing into the wall. And play will be stopped there.
So that'll get them back to about the original line of scrimmage as Trujillo gets over there to make the
All right,
touch and
let's
make
go.
sure that he's down. Should bring up a 3rd down and long, but once again, pressure in the backfield instantly there for the Goats, and it causes the ball to come out quickly. They're just not able to try to get those deep balls to Mo Brown like they were getting in the first half.
Well, now we just have an officials timeout here, so we wait a minute. I know Bethany Bowman is standing by. We're wanting to throw it down to her here in just a minute. Officials trying to figure this out down on the field. Maybe where exactly try to spot that ball. So now we'll send it back down. Bethany Bowman.
For Orion. He says hi, Grandpa.
Hey, Grandpa, I thank you for the support. I hope you say, I love go.
Love it.
First arena football game for these two here.
My husband has transformed my life and teaching me all the rules. So this arena is a smaller one, and it's helping me to understand football a lot better. So,
yeah, fun.
Yeah, really.
Shout out to Skull Mafia for the $4.99 down now.
Reconnect. Sounds like a
Yeah, we gotta do some
like a
work in
great
the second
time
half.
here.
We gotta get this
Enjoying
offense
some
cranking back
arena-
up.
arena
Goats are coming with
football,
the
Goats and the
blitz.
Harbor Monsters. Well, we got it figured out here on the field. 4th down and 9 coming up here. Again, not surrendering is Duluth. So they're going to try to convert here. Let's see what the Goats draw up on defense. Big pressure off the edge. It's caught, swallowed up right away, right near the 15, maybe up to the 14. We'll see where they spot it.
First down.
Put it right on the money to Nathan Cromie, right where he needed to, and that's going to be enough.
You notice they go to that play a lot in those key downs where they absolutely have to have it. Martinez
First down.
likes to play really
Let's go.
off.
Let's get a score.
They hit those curl routes. Done it a couple of times on 3rd and 4th down. Go to exactly the sticks. And just have him turn around. They're able to get the ball there. Martinez might want to start playing up just a little bit on some of those plays.
And another flag here. And you just see the frustration for Johnson, just not again. Now a handful of times that has been called on Duluth.
It is a little bit harder in the arena setting when you have to be looking up and you can't just look straight across because your eyes kind of have to dance around. Play clock is way up in the rafters here in the arena game as opposed to at field level like it is in high school, college, pro at those 100-yard fields. A little more difficult on the quarterback, but it's something they're definitely going to need to get fixed up.
Another running play, and it's bobbled. It's put on the turf. Johnson able to get on top of it. Goats still making a play for it. No whistles. Now they come in. I'm going to say Javante Johnson just got on top of it. But again, another misfire here. Maybe couldn't quite get a good grasp of the handoff on the running play. And that puts them back over out of Kansas City territory, back into their own.
And Johnson lucky to get back on that ball. It looked like he had an easy shot at it, but he missed it with his first attempt to scoop it back
All right,
up.
let's
And
go, let's
Meeks
go, let's
was
go.
almost able to steal possession away.
Johnson will throw again.
No flag.
Looking for Wenzel again, looking for a flag. Thompson again on coverage. Thought he might have had some early contact.
There was way early contact.
The pass also wasn't really totally catchable.
Yeah, and I think Thomas did, in fact, get there early. I think Wenzel would have had quite a case if that ball wasn't about 20 feet in the air. I think the refs erred on the side of uncatchable on that one.
Another 3rd and long, 3rd and 22. Pressure on Johnson, just has to heave it down the field, and it's incomplete. Bounces in the end zone. And now we're really starting to see this pressure from Kansas City really start to get through to Duluth. Spirited conversation between Travis Whitlock and Jacob Husnick.
Yeah, defense definitely coming alive here for Kansas City. It has been something to see as their defense is really starting to find their stride after being down 20-6 at one point.
Cromie with the man in motion. They go to him, and it's offline and incomplete on 4th and 22. And Kansas City will take over in Harbor Monster territory.
And just based on where he landed, which is where they would have spotted it, he actually would have been 2 yards short of the first down, even if he had caught it. So not exactly a phenomenal play design right there for the Harbor Monsters in that situation.
All right, let's go defense.
And once again, the Kansas City Goats defense rises to the occasion, and they've got a chance to really extend that lead here and try to turn this thing into a rout.
You got to think you're currently up 14 right now. You get another score on this drive for Kansas City. That puts you well into catbird seat to really try to pull away and put this game away. And they're going to take a shot. Boo Smith, touchdown.
Doesn't get a lot easier than that. Send the former Mizzou Tiger on the post route, hit him on the opposite side corner, and they were in man defense. Were the Harbor Monsters, and they just could not keep up with Boo Smith. 6 more points for the Goats, and things are starting to get out of hand for Duluth.
And how about that for that last drive for Duluth, their second longest drive of the game at 11 plays. Kansas City takes over right near midfield. 1 play is all they needed. Cato to Boo Smith. Another 2-point try here for Kansas City. 10 seconds on the play clock. They get it away. Trying to avoid the rush. He does. Throws it to the end zone. Crowd of bodies crashing through the barricade. Hoping everyone's okay down there.
Yeah, and that's a dangerous place for that one. That's going to be incomplete. But that's actually the space on the Kansas City bench where there isn't fencing put up.
Oh.
So he just went straight to the hardwood floor, diving to try to make that interception.
Definitely a tough spot to land. That was Wenzel, too. for the Harbor Monsters. He got up. Everything appears to be okay. I mean, now kind of an odd turn of things. I just saw Coach O'Neill. Looked like he was having some words with maybe the on-field MC for Kansas City, just trying to voice his frustrations. Not entirely sure, but it's a 20-point Goat lead right now. 7:19 to go here in the third quarter. And for Duluth, you got to imagine, they just feel like this game is slowly starting to slip away from them as Kansas City has really dialed in after a slight sluggish start back in the first quarter. As Wenzel will be back to receive again on the imminent throw-off. Malik Wilson, 6 foot 174 pounds at a Highland Community College, is going to send it away up in the air, and there it goes. Will definitely go to Wenzel just inside the 5-yard line, and he's not going to get much further than that inside the 10. And it's going to be another long field here, but now a late flag comes in, some late pushing. That's going to give 15 free yards to the Harbor Monsters as Prince Shinola had a late shove on Nathan Cromie, sending him down to the turf when the play was over. Costly mistake there for Kansas City.
And that's the type of thing you just can't afford to give away. I mean, I've talked about it a couple of times, but I believe the momentum turn in this game came during that fight earlier when the ejection took place. It was 20-6 at that point. Kansas City rallied ever since then, and they've been, I mean, really riding the momentum endlessly ever since. You don't want to give Duluth their own version of that right back and maybe end up with a taste of your own medicine coming.
Pressure again, a free rusher. Thomas getting tangled up, and now we see a flag come in. Really hard to keep it in your pocket there for the official. Got to throw something. He just got tangled up with Wenzel. Thomas trying to have that tight coverage, and it ends up costing him right there. It just like that. Looks like the Harbor Monsters taking the ball inside of their 10. 2 penalties later, now it's 1st and goal at the 5.
Yeah, and from pinning them down at their own 6-yard line with some great coverage to back-to-back penalties, Duluth is right at your doorstep. Costly mistakes for the Goats.
Johnson, nice play right up the middle and rumbling in. Flags pending, but right now it would be a touchdown. We'll see exactly what the call is.
I think they're going to get a chop block here.
Illegal procedure. Now back to Duluth up again, 5 yards. Either he had a shades of what it was like in the final drive before halftime. You get kind of gifts handed to you in the form of 2 penalties this time for Kansas City. Now a 5-yard penalty backs you up to the 10. Duluth trying not to leave empty-handed this time around. Down by 20. A score here would be huge. We're trying to get him back into this ball game, spark any momentum. It'll be another handoff. Right back they go to Joshua Murray, who breaks tackles, peels back the other way, and will go into the end zone. And how about that?
Touchdown, Joshua Murray, number 24.
For the Harbor Monsters.
That was a wild and impressive run there from Joshua Murray, the North Dakota product. And just like we said, sometimes momentum can be a fickle mistress, and looks like Duluth might have picked up a little bit of their own after back-to-back penalties from Kansas City. Now they'll go for 2, and they can get this a 12-point game.
Snap is back to Johnson. Husnick and Whitlock sent in to protect. Now it breaks. He throws, tipped, and it goes incomplete. First Goat to get a hand on that one was Malik Wilson, number 2. And another unsuccessful conversion for the Harbor Monsters. But a touchdown that you really feel like they
all right, 46-32. We need a defensive stop.
6:07 to go in the third. And you got the lead now back down to just 14. And that was a big highlight-worthy play from Joshua Murray. First couple of times we've called his name in this game. And 6 foot, 215 pounds out of North Dakota University. He was a former All-Great West Conference first-team running back and Rookie of the Year during his time there. And he was also a member who was initially invited to the Minnesota Vikings rookie minicamp back in 2012. So he has had the chance to play at the high level, still trying to potentially work his way there potentially. And for the Harbor Monsters, that was their 5th failed conversion of this game. Can't say not doing much better. They've converted 1 already in the second half, but went 0 for in the first half as well.
Well, you talked about Murray trying to get himself back up to the NFL at some point. More runs like that will certainly help, showcasing some NFL level quickness. And now Kansas City's offense is going to be asked to try to kill off a little bit of this momentum that Duluth is surely building.
It is taken in. Smith trying to make a move, gets caught up initially.
Henry Puget with a
like maybe his
stop.
cleat might have gotten stuck in one of the turf.
The turf monster got him.
I mean, literally, you kind of saw it pop up a little bit, slowed him down. That allowed enough time for Puget, number 0, to get a hand on him and bring him down.
All right, let's go defense.
And a potential big return not happening for Boo Smith.
That or the Venus flytrap from Little Shop of Horrors lives under the turf, because popped up a little bit there and got itself a toe.
So now we'll see this Kansas City offense back in action. Smith sent in motion by Cato. Gets the block from Lawrence. They throw down the field. Boo Smith wide open. Making 2 touchdowns in the second half.
How is he wide
Cato
open?
and Boo Smith were having their words after several drives, going at each other, having some arguments, and clearly they figured something out, because they have just been on fire here in the second half.
M-I-Z, 2 TDs for the former Tiger.
Those deep routes to Boo Smith are clicking right now. And how about that? Cato showing off the arm, giving out the souvenir to the far side. Obviously, this end zone down here, not getting too many souvenirs, since, I mean, obviously that's the road team end zone going that way. They're not going to give Kansas City fans any freebies. So being nice are the Goats and sending some over to section 34.
Cato lobbing it up again. That right corner tipped up in the air, but it'll fall incomplete. But again, short work made from Rakeem Cato to Boo Smith. The second time those two have hooked up in the second half. Back to a 20-point advantage for Kansas City. We'll step aside and we'll have more here. You're watching Arena Football. One of them. High octane action, just as advertised here. Alongside Aaron Feely, I'm Dylan Funk. Glad to be bringing the action to you on the Arena League YouTube page.
Well, that's going to be short.
It's still a tip to be brought in by Wenzel. He bobbled it for a second, but able to collect. And now he's asking, that was left short, but I believe you got to let it bounce short. If you come out and try to field it, it could potentially be tough luck, although we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's a good call there by Wenzel. Ball will come out to midfield. Second drive in a row for Duluth that will start at midfield. This time due to the illegal throw-off penalty. Last time it was a personal foul penalty that sent it all the way up here.
All right, let's
And considering
get a quick
Kansas
score.
City now has that Boo Smith connection going, especially on those quick, deep passes, might be time to really try to key in on offense here, because you don't know if your defense is going to get too many stops.
Give it to Wenzel in space, trying to break a couple of tackles. Stopped after just getting past the 20-yard line. A herd of Goats able to bring him down. About as strong as Pendergast concrete there.
And a lot of people think arena football, they think about how much offense there is, all the passing, all the scoring, all the speed. They think it's a finesse game. There is still a lot of physicality involved, and Wenzel brings a majority of that for these Harbor Monsters.
That one, batted down. Trying to get it out quick. He was looking to get it to Cromie again on another curl route.
The big fella broke it up.
He did. That is Rob Powell DePay. Again, he talked about the local Center High School, not too far away here from Municipal Arena. Their current head coach going into his second season this fall.
Oh, he's got something to show the kids come August. That's right. I touch the football sometimes. Don't you guys worry.
Strong collision into the wall, getting the attention of the fans here in attendance. Again, it's Cromie. He's been targeted heavily by Johnson so far in this game.
Definitely the more possession-focused receiver on this group. They tend to let Mo Brown do a lot of their deep work.
Let's go.
Crowley's been working the underneath a lot here today.
Coach Golston trying to shout out some last-minute
Handoff.
adjustments. It's a handoff up the middle.
Up the middle, touchdown.
Burst into the end zone.
Let's go.
Touchdown, Duluth.
Now defense. We got to make a stop, defense.
Into Municipal Auditorium here today. You imagine they'll go for 2 once again.
First rushing touchdown for Derek Daniels Jr. Had a clear opening right up the middle. Just someone might have gotten a hand on him to slow him down just very briefly, but he sprints right up the middle and punches it in for another touchdown for the Harbor Monsters. 2-point conversion coming up.
All right, let's get this 2-point
Like the right
conversion and a
play
stop
right
on
now.
defense.
Try to make it a 12-point game. You're able to convert. And he throws strong, breaks a tackle, and spins into the end zone.
Conversion good.
The nice little twirl ballerina move and putting the ball across the goal line, but it almost cost him. It looked like I couldn't quite catch the number, but there was a defender meeting him right.
All right,
at the
let's go
goal line there. I
defense.
believe
Let's go.
Malik Wilson. Or it might have been Meeks, yeah. Tyler Meeks, who was right there at the goal line. I don't think Mo Brown knew he was there. Either way, though, Meeks unable to get the ball out of his hand. 2-point conversion, good.
I mean, that's a lot for Mo Smith.
We got 3 minutes, 12 seconds left in the third quarter.
Off the turf, breaking the tackle from Meeks,
Let's
and then
go.
holding the ball out, spinning it
That's
in.
down
2-point
2
conversion
touchdowns.
Successful for the Harbor Monsters. Now 52-40 is the score here. We'll see this Kansas City offense back out here in just a moment. 3 drives in this second half, Aaron. 3 touchdowns for the Goats. 1 for 3 on conversions. Going to need to try to work on that a little bit. And Bill Smith now with 4 touchdowns as he has come alive. It's high in the air. Smith back to try to return this one, and it's back in the way back in the end zone. And they'll stop play right there. Moving those barricades over just a little bit. Not enough real estate for Smith to get under it and try to make a return. So Goats will take over 1st and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
All right, let's go defense. They're on the 5.
I think Smith is wondering, he's asking the official why, since he didn't call a fair catch or take a knee, is it a touchback? I think that ball actually went out of bounds. It pushed the barricade backward and landed on the hardwood. So it did officially go out of bounds, automatic touchback.
Let's go D. Let's go D.
We'll see if the Goats, if they
Come
want to
on.
take a deep shot here on 1st and 10, they go short game instead, trying to make a move in space, maybe just getting to the 5-yard line, back to the original line.
There
what
by
we
the
need.
Duluth defense
All right.
rallying quickly.
2nd and
Over
10.
to Brown before he could burn him for the 3rd consecutive drive. And this is probably
What up,
Duluth's
CJ?
best chance to try to get a defensive stop here in this half.
Kansas City crowd starting to get loud for the Goats as well.
He's
Cato
going
will take
deep.
another shot. He's got a man.
Incomplete
Got it
pass.
At the last second
Let's
was
go.
looking for
Terry Winslow with the-
Martinez.
I believe that was
Great
Terrence.
defense from Wenzel. I think
Yep.
he got a paw in there at the last second and able to break that pass up.
All right, 3rd and
Could've been
10.
a big 45
This is
yard
what we need
pause
right here,
down the
defense. We
field.
need this
Instead, it's
stop.
gonna bring up 3rd and 10.
That's one
We
Martinez
need
is
this
going to
stop.
want back. That was a great job by Wenzel playing defense, getting his hand in there, smacking it down.
Quick pass.
But he had a chance to squeeze his fingers.
Out to get quickly. Martinez right near us, up against the wall.
All right, 1st down.
Great move there. And again, I think this might be something to keep an eye on this end of the turf, because we saw Lavelle Spruce trying to make a rush and make something happen. And his foot got caught
3rd
up on the
quarter,
turf
CJ.
as
It's
well.
3rd
So something
quarter.
Definitely going to have to try a better adhesive.
A minute
something out of that
34
end to try to
left
keep
in the
turf
3rd
down.
quarter.
Try not to trip up these
The Goats
players.
are up 52-40.
We're waiting for the ball to officially be spotted. Got a Harbor Monster a little slow to get up. It's Kyer Bynum right in front of us. Had the helmet off. Now the whistles will blow. Looking okay. Maybe trying to stay in this ball game right now.
Might be a helmet malfunction, something wrong with his equipment.
He's got it back on right now, and we're going to resume action. Closing in on a minute to go here in the
Duluth
third.
Huskies report. It's 52-40 right now.
Cato roll out to the right side, throws back across his body, finds Booth Smith at the 20, trying to break a tackle, spun around a couple of times, still making headway, still on his feet. And finally is drumming back, and a hard thud handed to his head. Booth Smith slung down.
What up,
to the turf.
Patricio?
And he's going to go down to a knee, and I think we might have to stop play. Got trainers coming out. And
Yeah,
for
he went down hard.
Yeah, for Booth Smith, who has had an electric second half here for Kansas City, this is a troubling sight to see as they're going to take a look at him. And hopefully he is okay, but it was a loud thud that echoed all across the arena here. And the collective ooze from the crowd as well.
All right, defense, let's get a stop. Let's get a stop. We need a stop right here.
Appears to be okay. Hopefully we see him back in here in a little bit. But the top offensive threat in the second half so far, and Booth Smith is coming off the field for Kansas City. So we'll see who they're going to rely on now. We've talked about Cato's had a keen eye for Brian Cox. We also have Martinez in there as well. We still had the speedy Prince Shinola that you can try to work the ball to in space and let him try to make a play for you. Plenty of options in the arsenal for Kansas City. Another throw to the end zone. Looking for Martinez. Tugged on the jersey, and there's the flag. No chance for Martinez to try to make that play whatsoever. Wenzel had him tight in his grasp.
Yeah, and that's when Wenzel just doesn't need to do that there. Ball was well outside.
Pass
It would have taken
interference.
a Herculean effort from Martinez to get to that football. Only thing you can possibly do to save him there is to grab a bit of jersey for no reason and give him a freebie. And that's exactly what happened. And now the ball's all the way down to the 1.
Clock continuing to run. Now 20 seconds and under. Cato might be going under center here. 2 seconds. 1 second on the plate clock. They got to get it off, and they just did. It's a run play. Stretch it out to the right side. Wenzel, the first one of Duluth to get on him and bringing him down. And that was it. That's going to be our final play here.
All right, we're going into the fourth quarter.
Kansas City a quarter away from winning the inaugural game here in the season opener. 52-40 the lead over the Harper Monsters. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after this.
Thank you again, everybody, for tapping in. Your Duluth Harbor Monsters are at the Kansas City Goats.
Back here, we're standing by. Bethany Bowman's got a special guest, field side, none other than part owner, Stephen St. John. Bethany.
John, you're going to Steve St. John Sports Radio 810, also minority owner and ambassador for the KC. Stephen, great to have you out here tonight. What have you seen out there from the Ghosts tonight?
I'll tell you what, Boost
Your Harbor Monsters will have next week off.
We have a 2-score lead. Have a chance to punch it in right here to start
Week
the fourth
3,
quarter. Give us a 3-score lead, then hopefully our defense
June
can hold on and
15th,
give us
we
a win
traveled
throughout the
to
season.
go play the Ozark Lunkers.
City, how exciting has this been to see come together?
Then week
Very
4,
exciting, except for the time that hit over here almost took me to the hospital.
it'll be our
So,
first home opener regular season game in Duluth against the Kansas
Okay,
City.
well, looking forward to a
Goat.
big fourth quarter here. Hope we can get the win.
Let's go, Goats.
How many bigger personalities in Kansas City than that right there? SSJ from the 1. Cato throwing. Oh my goodness. To the barricade, incomplete.
Just dropped it when he hit the barricade. He tried to make a
Incomplete
one-hand. It would
pass.
have been an incredible catch, but unfortunately the wall is unforgiving.
Going the big body presence of Brian Cox.
Yes, Alicia,
again.
this
Would have
game
been
is
a highlight
insane.
Or the spectacular grab, but that crash into the barricade, bobbled it, lost
We
control.
got 15 minutes to come back.
Right on top of it, incomplete. Now 3rd and goal for KC, and they toss it off, trying to make a man miss, and lowers the shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Things were looking a little bleak there. A defensive goal line stand looked like it was brewing, but nicely done there by the Goats, punching it in and retaking their 3-possession lead. And that was just all the efforts of that man.
Larry Beavers.
Number 6, Larry Beavers.
Well, Goats will go for 1 here, just 2 shy of a 60-piece in their inaugural game in the inaugural season. Cato under center, get the snap. Back Martinez, a little bit razzle-dazzle here, just improvising and diving in. It's good. We've seen Martinez make a handful of plays today on offense and defense, and that's just kind of a good old, what you like to call backyard football there, as he's able to pick out a couple defenders and cash in on that successful conversion.
Yeah, and for those of you that are familiar with the Olympic Committee's version of flag football and the official
All right, we're down
USA
19. We
flag
need to
football
score
rules book,
and a defensive
I mean,
stop.
that's a
Let's
play
go.
that you see a lot of is
Let's get a
obviously
good run
same
back.
general deal. Whoever takes the snap in flag football is not allowed to run past the line of scrimmage, and you'll be seeing that a lot in the Olympics here once that officially hits as another ball into the stands, where they like to immediately have someone take the snap and just toss it to the actual quarterback so that he has the option to run. Well, right there they go with that general premise. Martinez is a decent thrower of the football himself. They were thinking of that as more of a halfback pass, but he saw a lane, took off with it, and since he took it as a pitch, he's allowed to cross the line of scrimmage. 1 more point on the board.
First rushing touchdown of the game for the Goats, their 5th different player to score in this game. Boo Smith, Brian Cox, Ryan Martinez, Javier Trujillo on the pick 6. And that one there brought in by Larry Beavers on the rushing touchdown. Harbor Monsters on the ropes right now, looking up at a 19-point deficit, 14 minutes and 19 seconds to go in regulation. Good throw. We'll take Wenzel. Heels right at the goal line. Going to bring it out past the 10. Dodging defenders. And
Wenzel,
he's got
Wenzel!
space. He's got blockers. Past the 20. Cutting it back to the left. 15. Clearing away. And he's in.
Touchdown!
Let's go.
Let's go!
That's how to respond.
No flags.
Taking that one 48 yards
No
to
flag.
the house was when I mean he's threatened a couple of times here today.
No flags. Let's go. Come on, defense.
In the kick return
Let's go.
game, and right there he burns Kansas.
We coming
City.
back, Yogi.
We
And
gotta
the
come
Goats,
back.
no
Let's
time
go.
to
Let's
rest.
go.
Duluth isn't
Let's
going
go.
anywhere anytime soon.
Terrence Wenzel, number 14
And a
with the
convoy headed by Travis Whitlock, that big 6'3", 270-pound body running down at you, clearing a path, and Wenzel zagging his way through. And you got to imagine from here on
That's
out,
right,
it's gonna be
Mike.
2-point conversions for
Mike
Duluth.
Wenzel in the building.
Got to do what you can do to try to make up ground in a hurry.
Come on.
Trying to make it a 9-point game right now.
Come on.
11-point game, excuse me. High point, back of the hit zone, lands right on his back and incomplete. Looking for Cromie. And broken up by the defense there. Well done. And another unsuccessful try for Duluth as they continue to struggle on that.
All right, defense, let's go.
Score will
Let's
remain
pin
a
them.
13
Pin 'em
point
back.
game here for the Goats.
Pin 'em back.
Nicely defended.
3 and out. That's
But
what we need.
once again, you
That's
are
what I
starting
want.
to see some of the height
Pin them
differential here,
deep.
as that's been Duluth's best play.
Get a
through the
touchback.
passing game has just been those jump balls. They've got a lot of 6'3", a lot of 6'4" running around out there, and they're showcasing it early and often in this football game.
Let's
This
go.
is exactly what the Arena League was created for, with these smaller rosters that puts an emphasis on having these players that are highly skilled, highly athletic, big-time playmakers. And that's what Coach Antonio O'Neill and Coach Dorsey Golston for the Harbor Monsters and the Goats, respectively. That's what they based on building these rosters by. Playmakers for days out here. And I also like the good mix if you got local talent for both teams and also bringing in guys from far out as well. So a big drive coming up here for Kansas City as it's going to be taken in inside the 5-yard line. Booze Smith waiting patiently, trying to break some tackles, wrapped up around the ankle.
Good
at the
stop.
10.
Good stop.
That is where the Goats will take over.
Yeah, he saw a lot of green to his right, and if he had been able to high step out of that tackle,
Hey, Clay Cop, if we get a pick six right here, I will go grab a beer and chug it.
Well done by Duluth.
I'm
Springing
all
on
about.
with
Let's get a
Aglet with his
pick
cleat
six.
and
What beer are
waiting
you
for
gonna chug?
reinforcements to show up.
They do.
So Kansas City will have to do it the long way.
What did you say, James?
What beer are you going to chug if they do?
Running here, and it's a
I think I have Miller High Life right now in the
possession, 16
in the
plays
fridge.
and 4 touchdowns in the second half for Kansas City.
All right,
through
defense.
4
Let's
drives.
go.
This is drive number 5
3 and
they're
out.
working on right now.
Or a
Can't
pick
get
six.
much more efficient than that.
No, I mean, obviously scoring every time you got the
Cato's
Incomplete pass.
miscommunication with the receiver
There's
on
one.
the far side. Again, that turf getting drug up by Spruce, and you can tell he's definitely a little bit frustrated. They're slowing down his rush just a tad bit.
and receiver falling down as well. The ball just hits that Arena League logo on the far side flush.
Hey, from what I
Now,
hear,
just like
Troy,
that,
the
it's
lights
third
are
down.
on.
Duluth with a chance to get their offense back out here.
Still haven't had an official sack in this game yet. Spruce trying to close in on it. Cato avoids him and finds his man, and Martinez gets a big block from Smith. Making tackle to the near side. Ryan Martinez bowls over a defender, crashes into the wall at the Harbor Monsters 15-yard line.
Huge play there. Nice job by Cato, too, as he bought time, finding Martinez, who was actually running a deep out route on that play and then just went into his scramble rules. Finally went all the way back to the opposite end of the field, made himself available in the flat. That made that play happen.
Lawrence one-on-one with Spruce, goes around him. Cato trying to direct traffic, does find Smith just shy of the 5 and is dragged down to the turf by Joshua Murray.
So that'll be very close. Should bring up about a 2nd down and 1, I believe.
Another Harbor Monster, a little slow. Looks like holding that little knee, hamstring. Right around, I believe, down there. It's
I
number
think
3,
Keon
Kyer Bynum.
Singleton. Nope, number
We're
3.
gonna have
Kyrie
a bit
Bynum.
of a timeout here as they tend to him. Hope everything's okay. Goats in control right now. 59-46 lead on the doorstep of adding on at least 6 more. So we're looking to put this one away in the inaugural season of the Arena League. Goats will be back in action next Saturday as they'll take a trip up to Waterloo to take on the Woo. They'll actually play the Woo in back-to-back games. So their next home game 2 weeks from today will be right here at Municipal Arena against the Woo.
Update on the Lunkers Woo game. 55 Lunkers, Woo 28.
Able to get Bynum up on his
4:33 left in the third quarter.
Nice ovation from the crowd. Love to say that. Stay classy, Kansas City. Helping him off the field. Hope everything's okay. Now we'll resume action. Goats will have it just shy of the 5-yard line.
The score right now is the Goats are winning 59-46.
So got Martinez out there. Smith is going to be the man on the far side near the top of your screen. Well, you also have Shinola in there as well, as Cato will throw. Looking for Smith and is almost tackled in the end zone, and there's the penalty marker.
He was looking for some help up. Wenzel just rolled over.
Looks like we got pass interference on Terrence Wenzel.
Reach out and finish helping him up. Wenzel, I think, knew he was beat on that out route and just got himself a nice handful of jersey and a nice arm lock full of waist. As Smith will actually substitute out. It looks like the big fellas are coming in now here, Dylan.
A heavy package. We saw them collect their first rushing touchdown earlier. I'll be curious to see if they're going to try to do it again here. But play clock is down to 0, and there's the whistle, and there's the flag.
So it's not just Johnson that's being bit by that. especially as you get closer to these end zones. I mean, that's not something.
Hey,
you tend
everybody,
to
the
think
link I'm
too
about to
often, but the
post.
angle to look up there
If
and
you
see the play
see
clock,
the link, click on the
not
link
necessarily the easiest thing in the world.
to
It's
my
basically
YouTube channel.
180 degrees
Please
right
like and
above you at that
subscribe
point.
to the channel. For
And
the
we'll see
away
both these
games, I
quarterbacks
will
burn
be
by.
going
Coming up ahead,
live
that's
like
late
this,
substitutions coming in
having a
too. They
watch
might have
party
slowed them
with
down.
you.
First and goal from the 6. Cato fits it into the window, gobbled up, and another Colts touchdown. And that's Martinez again, letting them hear it. And what a breakout game it has been so far for Ryan Martinez. And he'll toss another one up into the stands. Let that lucky fan go track that down. There you go.
Well, we told you Martinez could throw.
Click that link, hit the subscribe button. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We'll elect to go for 2 here.
65-46, Kansas City on top of Duluth. Another touchdown pass from Cato and another receiving one for Martinez. And now some razzle-dazzle here. Let's see what they can make happen, trying to take it himself and plow it into the wall. Still going strong. Whistles will blow the play dead. Trying to make something out of nothing there, potentially. Second time we've seen the Goats try to get it deep into their play.
Herschel, the score is 65-46. The Goats are winning right now. 11:07 left in the fourth quarter.
Upset about, especially in the second half. And I'd say outside of maybe the first couple of drives on offense in the first quarter for Kansas City, Aaron, I think outside of that, if you're Coach Golston, you mentioned earlier, coaches are so good at finding stuff to nitpick and not be happy about. But really, I mean, you got to be really kind of grasping at straws to find something to be nitpicking about if you're Coach Golston about this Kansas City squad. They have come alive in this game.
I'd have to imagine that there's going to be a hefty amount of time spent this week on those conversion plays, if nothing else. But yeah, other than that, after the slow start, they have just been on fire. They've been clicking in every aspect of the game. 65 points on the board, 4 takeaways defensively. It's just been phenomenal to watch. And these Kansas City fans that came out here to support the Goats, they're getting a show.
Launched up in the air again. Wenzel to return. Coming out of his own end zone. Goat trying to slow him down. Breaks a couple of tackles.
Wenzel breaks a tackle.
Again with blockers and with
blockers.
Big blockers.
Touchdown, Terrence Wenzel!
And another potential kick return touchdown is going to be waved off on the chop block downfield.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, and a couple of things about this league. 100%, no matter the scenario or where on the field, 2 things that are always illegal. You cannot block low in this league. You can't go below the waist at any point, downfield, at the line of scrimmage, or otherwise. And then another one to watch for, especially on those kickoff returns, because there's been a couple borderline ones. No blocking what is considered well behind the play. If someone's walking into the end zone on the other side of the field, you can't turn around and blindside someone back at the 15. They'll throw a flag on you.
I'll back him up. 1st and 10 at the 15 for Duluth. Johnson throwing, looking for Cromie, too wide. And incomplete. Cromie working his way towards the middle of the field. Johnson putting that one just out of reach to on the right side or the left side if Cromie looking at his point of view from down the field. And this is a Duluth offense that has found themselves a bit out of sorts in the later parts of this game. Still trying to find that spark that they had earlier, where they had a 2-possession lead over Kansas City. Johnson will throw right side, one-on-one. Mo Strong trying for the one hand, bobbled and incomplete.
Tried to go at it with one hand, and then he tried a new version of the old David Tyree helmet catch where he said, I won't even include a hand. Let me just try to get this with my face mask. Didn't work, hit the turf. But once again, Duluth just trying to go back into the old faithful well of, well, throw it up to Mo Brown. He's awfully tall, isn't he?
Is.
That time just well defended there. Nicely done by Trujillo. 3rd down coming up.
Over the middle, Johnson again, and looking for Wenzel, gobbled up by Thomas.
Ben Thomas timed that thing perfectly. A millisecond earlier, and you're probably looking at a flag. but that is, I mean, about as coach's tape as you can get defensively to break up a pass.
Feeling at home here early in this one. Local Missouri kid, went to high school at Blair Oaks High School in Wardsville, Missouri, down at Truman State University. Fourth down try here for the Harbor Monsters. Need 10 to keep it alive. And a throw looking for Wenzel. It's off his face mask on the diving snag and incomplete. And the Goats will take over again deep in Harbor Monster territory.
Yeah, Wenzel certainly had an opportunity to come down with that thing. The throw was just perfect from Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep saying Brown.
So a chance. We got a chance. Let's send it back down to Bethany Bowman.
Anna and Shauna, your first Arena League football game for tonight?
Yes, it is. I'm so excited. I'm here on behalf of one of the sponsors, Gates Barbecue. And so we're just having a good time watching the inaugural game for the Kansas City Goats. Go Goats.
This is not your typical football game, but exciting for sure. What have you seen out there, and what is it like as a fan?
I have definitely seen a lot of action that I haven't seen before. The rules are new to me, so I'm catching up pretty quickly, but it's very exciting, and it's great to see all the players just enjoying their first game.
And it looks like they're on their way to a win here tonight.
No, right? I don't want to jinx it. We do have less than 9 minutes left in the last quarter, but yes, it looks like it's going to be for us. So hopefully.
Thanks for being out here tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bethany. Once again, definitely craving some Gates barbecue throughout this game. I know that. So after all that, we'll set it up at the 15 for Kansas City. Cato, quick pass and able to get it in, not getting much further than where he brought it in.
Believe that was Shanala.
It was.
And an extension of the run game. They're not a team that's going to turn around and just hand it off in the traditional sense. So the quick game becomes their running game.
So let's see. Potentially about this potential sack here. His flags were thrown up right away. That was Keon Singleton that was able to rush around and get to Cato. But the illegal substitution on defense will nullify. So now from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 3 for Kansas City. Waiting the snap from Cox, and he gets it. Cato in pressure finds Booze Smith inside the 5 spot around, still on his feet, taking his momentum in. Touchdown, Goats.
Yes. He is having quite a second half, this Boo Smith.
Yeah, it has been the Boo show here in the second half, no doubt about it. For the former Missouri Tiger, collects yet another touchdown from Rakeem Cato, and the Goats right now, as we're just a little over 8 minutes to go in this game, really in a great spot, exactly where you want to be in your very first game in franchise history. So picking up that W. And now we have a brief timeout called by Kansas City. Wanting a little bit extra time to try to draw this play up, and we'll step aside with the 2-point conversion coming up. Goats up 71-46. So we're coming out there. That's the 2-point try again for Kansas City. Unsuccessful. But still for Booze Smith. All smiles. That was his 3rd touchdown he's collected in this half for Kansas City, as they're on top now. 71 2:46. Harbor Monsters on the brink of going 0-1 to start this inaugural season. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, looking to pick up win number 1. So got some fans hanging around here in Municipal Arena. The Goats, 4 home games they have here. 3 of them will be played in June, and then they'll have their final one, I believe it's July 29th, that last Saturday in July. And they're hoping to be high enough in the standings and will be able to host for the playoffs as they try to make their way to the championship game being dubbed as Arena Mania. Looking to bring the Arena Mania Cup trophy, whatever you want to call it, here to KCMO. Wenzel, breaking in, that's Ben Thomas again. What a game he's been having defensively. Comes soaring in on the left side of the field. Wenzel trying to make a quick twitching move to break loose, just couldn't do it. And the Harbor Monsters again on the front step of their own end zone.
That was just incredible there from Ben Thomas. He came flying in like a missile. I mean, he just smoked Wenzel, who has been the physical runner. When Duluth has needed a good physical runner, has a touchdown, of course, already in this game on the kick return game. Thomas just shut him down there.
You can tell maybe for Kansas City got a little tired of those big returns. So they dialed up something there. Now they go down the field looking for Daniels Jr. again, but it goes incomplete. And again, Thomas in the area in coverage.
Yeah, he doesn't just hit either. He plays some lockdown defensive coverage in the passing game as well. He showcases that on the deep shot.
Second and 10 from the 1-yard line for Duluth, trying to get out of it. 6:55 and counting to go in the game. That one right at the feet of Mo Strong. Incomplete. It skips out into the side sweep boxes, and another nice souvenir collected.
That's why you pay for those sideline seats, Dylan. Lots of souvenirs to be given out if you come on out and catch your Kansas City Goats live and in action, or at any of the Arena League games throughout the year. Big third down coming up from their own 2.
Free rusher. Johnson able to slip away off the fingertips of his receiver, Daniels Jr. And another one goes out of play and incomplete. And the jawing continuing here for both teams.
Oh, come on.
That was Marcus Zawiful, number 9 for Kansas City. That was trying to get his piece in there too.
And I mean, this would be about as close to a scenario where you would simply just surrender the ball as you could imagine, but down as many points as they are, we'll see. And actually, it does look like that might be what they're going to go with here. Ball will come down to the Kansas City 15.
So there you go. We have seen our first official surrender in this game as the Harbor Monsters deep in territory. So we're going to hand it back over to Kansas City as they'll take over at the 15-yard line. Again, it's been a fun night here in Municipal Auditorium. Dylan Funk alongside Aaron Feely. Goats 71-46 right now over the Harbor Monsters and 5:35 away. You got to imagine from their first win in franchise history. What a big moment here in Kansas City.
I mean, barring something absolutely tragic for Kansas City here, this should be a 1-0 start to their existence. And I mean, the crowd has been electric. The game's been electric. It's been phenomenal. The atmosphere's been great. And the best part is, as soon as the game's over, you can take one step outside and go get yourself some legendary Kansas City barbecue.
Martinez making his way right at midfield, tripped up by Wenzel. You also have Paget in the area as well. Stick around for after the game. We'll have Bethany Bowman standing by. She's going to try to get in with Rakeem Cato. That's right now going to be the winning quarterback of this game for Kansas City. So he has put on a show, the former player from Marshall, as this is trying to make a play here. Harbor Monsters sent back into the wall. That ball's going to go to about the 20. Another little pitch option back from Cato. So he hooked it up with Larry Beavers.
That should eat up a good chunk of about 4 yards there. Nicely done, too, to escape the barricade on the far side. Showed off the elusiveness.
High snap. They go right back to him. He throws and incomplete. Risky play there. Lee trying to come back to Martinez.
I'd say probably fortunate the ball was overthrown. A ball that was on target is probably getting picked off and maybe taken to the house there.
Lieutenant receiver on there, Boo Smith. And some late extracurriculars with Brian Cox and one of the Harbor Monster defenders who's looking around, maybe asking for a flag, but not going to get it right now. Approaching 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Kansas City just looking to put that cherry on top of this dominant performance right now, closing in on their first win. Back to Cato. He's able to throw it, and he does on a line, and bringing it in is Boo Smith. Sidesteps one, gets by Wenzel, gets the edge. Touchdown, Kansas City.
He is having an unbelievable second half.
4 touchdowns in the second half alone for Boo Smith. And he's looking to throw the ball in the stand, and he does. What a game it has been, and what a start it has been for this Kansas City Goats team.
Definitely looking impressive now with a 31-point lead. And I mean, once again, you have to go back to starting this game in a 14-point hole and just how they have responded to that.
Cato drawing it out, 50-50 ball, deflected, and it'll fall down. Incomplete. Yeah, like you alluded to it earlier, maybe the conversion plays, that's going to be maybe the main focus at practice coming up next for Coach Golston and company. But the Goats on top and in control, 77-46. And this is the exact kind of start you wanted. Nothing better than playing your first game, your inaugural game in an inaugural season on your home field. You get in front of the home crowd and you put on a show for them, make them feel really, really great. I know everyone that has come has been amped and excited all night long. They started getting them into the arena around 6 o'clock, about a little over an hour before kickoff, and everyone's been having a great time. And this is exactly what the ownership group, Christian Okoye, George Gates, and Stephen St. John, this is what they had in mind of bringing arena football back here into Kansas City. It's giving these fans and these sports fans in the Kansas City area a chance to come out and enjoy some high premium action for very little cost, as Wenzel takes another return past midfield, hit hard, sandwiched by Thomas.
Wenzel has just been so explosive on those kick returns.
They also had Malik Wilson in there as well. Hard hit.
Yeah, and I think he's going to head over to the sideline. I'm not sure he's going to start this offensive series after taking that shot.
It just kind of got sandwiched there, and really, really rough contact.
Able to jog the rest of the way over, though, so that's a good sign.
Johnson feeling the pressure, rolls out to his right, throws across his body, and incomplete. Looking for Daniels Jr. again. Heavy pressure from Zeifel. So he pushed Johnson down to the turf and sliding him over into the padded wall. Clock continuing to run as we are under 3 minutes to go in this contest.
So another cross-body throw being forced to attempt theirs. Even with a 31-point lead, the Goats are not just resting on their laurels. I mean, they're still playing hard down there. They're bringing the rush on every play. No ease off the gas pedal for Kansas City.
Jump ball brought in by Strong. I tell you, he has been one of the bright spots of this Duluth team so far. You know why they were so anxious to bring him in and have him in for tryouts and making the final cut of the roster. So making those grabs, 50-50 balls just like that.
That'll be the 2-minute warning.
Yep, another 2-minute warning. Harbor Monsters trying to get in the end zone one final time. Game might be a little bit out of reach, though. Goats on their way to a win, 77-46 to score. We'll be back.
Man, that ejection hurt us big time. Big time.
Done like a quick step away right there and swallowed up. And pack of goats again, getting to Daniels Jr. We've got Trujillo in there. Thomas as well.
I think all three down linemen that were in the box might have been in on that tackle.
Might have been. That was going absolutely nowhere for Daniels Jr. Throw playing to the end zone, looking for Strong again. Just no chance as it ricochets into the bleachers, incomplete.
Fortunate not to draw a penalty there. Contact all the way down into the end zone, but refs say play on. And so third down coming up. I like the idea, though. You show them run early if you're Duluth. You get everyone into the box, ensure you have press man, and then just go up top to your big man.
Johnson back to throw, has a man, Strong hit, complete, in and out of his hands. And he might be doing push-ups after that one. We have not seen him drop many of those. Probably one of the easiest catches he would have had on the night, but it falls incomplete in the end zone.
Sometimes those jump ball receivers, they have a tendency to be like that. Mike Evans is famous in the NFL for having a bit of the yips sometimes. You can make those incredible three guys in coverage go up high, make the high point catch, then one hits you right in the face. Because sometimes life just has a way of humbling you here and there.
We have another timeout called here, this time by Duluth. Want a little bit extra time trying to draw up this play. So, Aaron, I want to put you on the spot here. A little bit of trivia. Obviously, the Kansas City Goats. And I think that comes with arena football. You always have these interesting names. Do you know why they are called the Goats here in Kansas City?
Oh, I do not.
So this is back, strong political figure, Tom Pendergast, back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, around the 20s and 30s. 1920s and 30s, that is. He had a group and a faction. They were really big on developing this city in Kansas City. They called it the Paris of the Plains. And his group that they called themselves, and they were also highly responsible for helping get municipal auditorium available, they called that group the Goats. So that's why you see the logo being the Boss Goat. That was also a nickname for Mr. Pendergast. As trivia session will end here momentarily. A touchdown throw right open. That one being brought in.
That might be the first use of the center eligible for Duluth all day.
I believe that's Casey Paligos down there.
And they've been using him primarily as their lead blocker all game long. So, I mean, it works as a trick play. You don't throw to him all game, and then finally he leaks out and just wide open in the middle of the field.
A 2-point try here for Duluth. Cromie in motion. Johnson evading the rush. Now gets rid of it. And it goes incomplete. Goat 77, Harbor Monsters 52. 1:08 remaining. As Kansas City just going to be looking to bleed out the rest of this clock and get out of here scot-free. Pick up their first win. Celebrate. I know if you're following the Goats on Facebook, they announced there is a watch party after this game, or an after party, if you will, to meet some of the players and members of the team, ownership as well. They're going to be celebrating somewhere close here in Kansas City. Go check out their Facebook page and get more information about that. Yeah, I think it's a really nice nod when we were talking about with the team name being the Goats. That was something that was very, very interesting, because I know that's probably been on everybody's mind. And in case you didn't know, to pay homage to Bosco.
Yes, Gary. Lots of good to build on. Back to the
You
lab.
come to the broadcast for arena football, and then you learn a little bit of Kansas City history.
Why not? A lot of rich history here. In fact, Kansas City today, it's actually, I believe it's Kansas City's birthday today. So Mayor Lucas put out on X.
Hey, how's it going? We got Mr. Winslow in the building. How you doing?
Of Kansas City. And what a gift it has been here today for the Goats. A minute and 8 seconds.
The 174th birthday of Kansas City. And what a gift it has been here today for the Goats.
Can you hear me, Mr. Winslow?
Away for picking up their first win. Part of a strong supporting crowd here at this ball auditorium. And stick around, full skate covered. We're going to be open. Our center board standing by with Rakeem.
Can you hear me?
Get some words from him. And maybe whoever else would like to get on the mic, we can see. Okay, so here's another thing. Like we had mentioned, no kicking in this game whatsoever. So we have onside conversions. We're going to put the ball the 5-yard line down here. It's a 4th and 20 play.
Well, I don't think he could hear me, but that was, I believe, Mr. Winslow.
So strong on the field, though. So we will
Terrence
see if that
Winslow's
is an
father.
issue. Because my first thought would be if two's out there, we're likely just going to see this ball kiss the rafters and then come down right about wherever he's standing across midfield.
And you also have Cromie up there at the top of your screen on the far side. Johnson gets the snap, heavy pressure from Kansas City. They go to Cromie. He brings it in right into the wall, and it's going to be about 5 yards short. I'm actually just going to say
conversion no good.
Yeah, conversion no good. For a second, maybe they're calling it just a pass no good, and that's going to do it. As running there, waving goodbye is Larry Beavers to the Harbor Monsters as they will send them back to Duluth. 0-1 on the season, and a solid outing here for the Kansas City Goats.
A lot of chatter still going on between these two teams. Is now Meeks pointing up at the scoreboard and then looking over to their bench. These two teams will meet a few more times before this season ends. So certainly some more chances for Duluth to get revenge if it's fresh in their mind, but I have to imagine this should just be some clock killing going on here for Kansas City. Well, that works as well as a knee. It's the hard version, but it ggets the job done.
Gonna have to do it a couple of more times here. Now the fans starting to get to their feet. Well deserved round of applause cheering on their Goats. So they could take this under 20, snap it once, and that will do it.
That's right, Marlo. Adjustments will be made.
What a glorious return it has been for arena football back in Kansas City. The Goats take it from the Harbor Monsters 77-52. Your final score. And
Hey, I want to thank everybody for tapping in to Fat Boys Football Focus. I want to thank James for tapping in with me. Let's go, Monsters. This game tested us. There is a lot of work to be done. That is true. Hey, be sure to subscribe to Fat Boys Football Focus away games. I will be going live like this, watch party style. Like and subscribe to the channel. Tomorrow night, we will be talking with number 6, Jacob Husnick of the Duluth Harbor Monsters, and the rusher, number 7, Lavelle Spruce. So be sure to tap in tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for tapping in. Let's go, Monsters.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for